It's time for Arkansas Travelers Baseball. Brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Now, let's head to the ballpark for the ITT Tech pregame show. Here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Phil Elson.
Live from Little Rock, Arkansas Traveler Baseball is on the air. Well, good afternoon, everybody. A very pleasant day to you from Raywinder Field in Little Rock. Minor League Baseball and the Texas League today present the Arkansas Travelers and the Corpus Christi Hooks in the first game of a 4-game series. Well, if you were hoping to join us for baseball yesterday, the word came down about 5 minutes after 6 in the evening that the Travs game against San Antonio was canceled, and it will not be made up because yesterday's game was the last scheduled game between those two teams in the first half, and so the Travs usually play 70 games in each half of the Texas League season. Well, they're going to be playing 69 in the first half and taking on Corpus Christi tonight. It is the only team the Travs have beaten in a series over the last couple of weeks. The Travs took 2 of 3 from Corpus last week at Whataburger Field, and now returning against a team they played some tight games against. Travs defeated Corpus Christi by scores of 8-5 and 5-2, and the only game they lost to the Hooks in 12 innings, falling by a final score of 9-8. The Hooks, they were rained out yesterday as well in Springfield, and so they also will not be getting that game made up. Corpus Christi is the second-place team in the Texas League South at 16-12. They're just half a game in back of Midland for first. And the Travs, who won their last game, winning 2 nights ago over San Antonio 7-6, with 12 wins and 16 losses, the Travs are in third place, 5 games behind division-leading Springfield. Pitching matchup for this afternoon's ball game, it'll be right-hander Jesse Smith, who was slated to start yesterday's game for the Travs, but just getting his start pushed 1 day back. Smith will be appearing in his 7th game of the year. His record's 2-1 with a 4.67 ERA. Smith has been the winning pitcher in each of his last 2 appearances. Throwing the rubber for the Hooks today will be right-hander Josh Miller. 4 wins for Miller, and that is atop the Texas League. In fact, he is tied with his own teammate Matt Albers for the league lead in victories with 4-2 and a 4.20 ERA. But in Miller's last start, Brent Del Chiaro hit a 2-run homer off him in the 6th inning, and the Travs went on for an 8-5 win, sending Miller to just his 2nd loss of the year. Well, there's really not much chance for rain today here in central Arkansas. It is 69 degrees. It is partly cloudy skies, and the skies are looking like they're breaking pretty shortly. Got a high scheduled about 72 degrees today. So this is a very comfortable afternoon for baseball, and we're glad to have you with us, whether you're at Raywinder Field or listening on our flagship station, Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE. We will take a break on the ITT Tech pregame show and return to the scoreboard from the Texas League yesterday, set up the standings and today's schedule. It's the Arkansas Travelers on the ITT Tech pregame show here on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice. Education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use directed.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
On the ITT Tech pregame show on a Sunday afternoon in Little Rock, Arkansas. I'm Phil Elson on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Your future can be improved through education. You can prepare right now at ITT Tech in Little Rock. For details, just go online to itt-tech.edu. Well, 2 games rained out of the Texas League yesterday. That included our game against the San Antonio Missions, and Springfield was also rained out against Corpus Christi. So just 2 games yesterday. Wichita doubles up Midland 6-3. Rockhounds actually carried a 3-2 lead into the 9th, but their closer Alex Santos could not hold on to the lead, gave up 4 runs on 6 hits in the 9th inning, blowing the save and taking the loss. So Wichita with the win at 9-20. They are 3.5 games in back of the Travs for 3rd place, and the Wranglers 8.5 in back in the Texas League North overall. Midland with the loss, 17-12, half a game in front of Corpus Christi. So the Hooks didn't play yesterday, and yet they still pick up half a game. Wichita left fielder Chris Lebansky led their 12-hit attack with a 3-for-5 effort, including his 4th home run of the year. Cam Smith got the win in relief, striking out 4 in 3 shutout innings of work. Over in the other division, Frisco a 4-3 winner over the Tulsa Drillers. Drillers shortstop Troy Tulowitzki committing 2 errors in the field that led to a pair of unearned runs and ultimately cost the Drillers the win. Nick Massett, another fine start for the Rough Riders, though he got a no decision. He struck out 10 in 5 2/3, but it was Carlson who got the win in relief. Jason Birch allowed the unearned run in the bottom of the 9th to suffer the defeat for the Tulsa Drillers. So the Drillers at 16-13, they've lost 2 straight. They're a game and a half in back of the Cardinals. Travs 5 games out, Wichita 8.5 out. In the South, it's Midland in first, half a game in front of Corpus, 1.5 in front of Frisco, 5 games in front of the San Antonio Missions. Just about ready to start in Frisco. 2 o'clock first pitch. Wichita and the Rough Riders doing battle at the Giant Soda Bottle. It'll be Tulsa and Midland tonight. 4 o'clock start time. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound for the Drillers. 2 wins and a loss. He takes on left-hander Brad Ziegler of Midland, who is also 2-1. And they'll start at 10 minutes after 6 at Hammond Field tonight. San Antonio and the Cardinals. Missions do not announce the starting pitcher. Springfield sends left-hander Rich Rundle to the hill with a record of 2-1. We'll keep you updated on all those games as we get throughout the broadcast today on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. For right now, we'll take a look at the Angels Farm Report brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas. Checking out the big club, the Angels. They were defeated yesterday big time by the Toronto Blue Jays, and they are losing right now 2-0 to the Blue Jays in the top of the 8th. Angels have managed only 1 base hit off of the Blue Jays starting pitcher, who is Craig Jansen, and he's just been relieved by the closer of the Blue Jays, B.J. Ryan. Troy Gloss hitting a home run for Toronto, and that is a little bit, I guess, insult to the Angels, as Gloss, longtime former Angel, in his first year with the Blue Jays, takes them deep, and the Blue Jays have the lead 2-0 over the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim. Salt Lake lost yesterday 5-4 to Tacoma, with them giving up a lead in the top of the 7th inning. Jared Weaver was all in line for the win. He had struck out 8 in 6 innings, allowed just 1 run on 5 hits. Weaver, by the way, lowered his ERA to 3.34, but Salt Lake could not close it out. Dallas McPherson doubled. He was 2 for 4 with a run batted in and a run scored, and Brian Speck hit his 3rd home run of the season. By the way, McPherson also hit his 6th home run of the year. Down at Rancho Cucamonga, the Quakes 8-2 winners over Bakersfield, with Lopez, the designated hitter, going 4 for 5 with 2 runs batted in, and Johnson, the right fielder, knocking in 4. And so the Quakes with a big win by 6. It was Francisco Rodriguez picking up the victory. Not that Francisco Rodriguez. He's a younger one. 7 strikeouts, 6 innings, 1 run, 2 hits, and no, he is not related to the former Traveler Frankie Rodriguez. Meanwhile, Cedar Rapids lost yesterday to Wisconsin in the Midwest League by a 3-2 final score. The Colonels only managed 5 base hits in the game, but Stephen Merrick had a fine start. You'll look for him in a couple years in the Travs rotation. Merrick, a hard-throwing right-hander, struck out 6 and allowed just 2 walks, 5 hits, and 2 runs over 7 2/3, but he took a no decision. There's your AgPro Farm Report. Glancing around, the Angels minor league system brought to you by AgPro of Central Arkansas, located in Pine Bluff, Maumelle, Stuttgart, in England. AgPro is proud to feature outstanding John Deere products. And in fact, you can sign up for a demo of some of John Deere's best at AgPro's website, which is agprocompanies.com. Beautiful day for baseball here in Little Rock. The Travs and the Corpus Christi Hooks getting set for first pitch in about 10 minutes. We'll come back with a glance at the Southwest Airlines Major League scores after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better because two great companies have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most, yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with voice services, digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and singular wireless. Learn more at thenewatt.com. Introducing the new AT&T. Your world delivered.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories. Hey, nobody said quitting smoking was easy, but others have done it, and you can too, with help from the SOS Quit line, 1-866-NOW-QUIT. They'll give you the help you need to kick the tobacco habit. It's free, and it's free of nagging and preaching, too. So call 1-866-NOW-QUIT and get the help you need. What have you got to lose, besides the most dangerous habit you've ever had? 1-866-NOW-QUIT. Call now.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back at Raywinder Field, Travs and the Corpus Christi Hooks getting set for first pitch. 2 o'clock start time today as the Travs battle the Hooks in the first game of a 4-game series. Don't forget about Screaming Kids Day tomorrow morning, also known as Pettigene Meets School Kids Day. All the reservations have been accepted. We cannot accept any more, but if you are an adult and you feel like braving the ballpark with all the screaming kids, you can just pick up a discount ticket in the sports section of the Democrat Gazette tomorrow. It'll get you in for just $3. We'll finish this homestand with Tuesday and Wednesday games. And if you're looking for a discount ticket for Tuesday, go to a Little Rock area Exxon gas station, and that'll get you in for $3 per person. Arby's buyout night on Wednesday. Just head to a Central Arkansas Arby's restaurant, and you'll get a free ticket for Wednesday's game. It's one of the only free nights we're doing this year. So if you're looking for a free ticket this season, come out to the game Wednesday night and go to a local Arby's restaurant and get that free ticket for the final game of this 7-game homestand. Let's have a look at the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard from the Major League. In the National League, it's Washington leading the Pirates 5-3 in the bottom of the 6th. A third home run of the year by Jose Guillen. Meanwhile, St. Louis is crushing Florida top of the 6th, 7-0. Atlanta 5-1 over the Mets in the 6th. Houston and Colorado later tonight. Same with the Cubs and the Padres. Milwaukee and the Dodgers. Cincinnati and Arizona. And if you're looking for a game on television tonight, it's on ESPN. The Giants visiting the Philadelphia Phillies, and former Traveler Matt Morris on the hill for the Giants taking on right-hander John Lieber. In the American League, the Angels trailing Toronto 2-0 in the middle of the 8th. Boston up on Baltimore in the 3rd by a 4-1 score and a Jason Varitek homer. Yankees up on Texas 1-0 in the 3rd, and it's Minnesota leading Detroit by a 2-0 score. Tampa Bay and Oakland later tonight, same with Cleveland and Seattle. Keep you updated on those scores as we get throughout our broadcast today, but for right now, since we have the national anthem being performed, we'll take a break and come back with the starting lineups on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. Apollo 13. Great films known for their award-winning special effects. To create the magic, Hollywood hires companies like Industrial Light and Magic. Industrial Light and Magic hires imaginative people like Aaron Fowl. Before he was a master of special effects, he was a media communications student at Webster University in St. Louis, where his talent took off. Today, he inspires the imagination at DreamWorks SKG. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge, for real-world success. Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard credit card. Cash back, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For a limited time, we'll give you 1,000 rewards points, and you'll get a low 2.9% annual percentage rate on qualifying purchases. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at afcu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Just about set for baseball as the pitchers are still warming up in the bullpens. Jesse Smith for the Travs, Josh Miller for the Corpus Christi Hooks. But we've got plenty of time to get to the starting lineup. Here's from Raywinder Field. Phil Elson with you on the ITT Technical Institute pregame show. Get to that starting lineup in just a moment. First, a reminder that earning your degree may not be as difficult to fit into your life as you may think. That's because the ITT Technical Institutes offer traditional or online programs. To find out more, just go to www.itt-tech.edu. A look at your starting lineup tonight. We begin with the Corpus Christi Hooks. The AA affiliate of the Houston Astros are managed by Dave Clark. 16 wins, 12 losses for the Hooks, and they are 7-5 on the road. Leading off, center fielder Josh Anderson. Anderson tied with Dwayne Bacon for the league lead with 9 steals. Batting second is shortstop Ben Zobrist with Hunter Pence batting third and playing in right field. Cleaning up for the Hooks is catcher J.R. House. Fifth hitter is the second baseman Josh Bonifay. Jorge Cortez batting sixth will be in left field. Batting seventh, third baseman Jared Sandberg. The designated hitter for the Hooks today is the eighth batter Derek Nicholson, and John Fagan rounds out the starting nine. He'll be at first base. Again, that starting nine for the Hooks: Anderson, Zobrist, Pence, House, Bonifay, Cortez, Sandberg, Nicholson, and Fagan. The Travelers, AA affiliate of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, with 12 wins and 16 losses, but only 3 wins against 9 losses when playing at Raywinder Field. Manager Tyrone Boykin today has Dwayne Bacon leading off in center field, Aaron Teal batting second and in left. Batting third at shortstop, Brandon Wood. Matt Brown will clean up, and he'll be at third base. Batting fifth, right fielder Jason Espedo. The sixth hitter is first baseman Matt Pauley, who'll be making his AA debut. Designated hitter Greg Porter in the seventh spot, with Brent Del Chiaro batting eighth and catching. Batting ninth and playing second base is Eric Rodland. That's Bacon, Teal, Wood, Brown, Espedo, Pauley, Porter, Del Chiaro, and Rodland. Josh Miller is the starting pitcher for the Hooks. It'll be his 7th appearance of the year. 6th as a starting pitcher. His record 4-2 with a 4.20 ERA. He was defeated by the Travs on May the 1st, 8-5. Brent Del Chiaro hit a 2-run homer off of him, and the Travs specialize in getting the leadoff man on base against Miller. They reached that leadoff man 5 times in 6 innings, scoring him 4 times. And when Miller pitches away from the comfy confines of Whataburger Field, he has gone 1-1 with an ERA at an even 7 and has allowed a .395 batting average during road games. The pitcher today for the Travelers is right-hander Jesse Smith. It'll be Smith's 7th appearance with Arkansas and also his 6th as a starting pitcher. His record 2-1 with a .467 ERA. Ever since he gave up 6 runs in a 1-inning performance against Wichita on April 21st, Smith has been the most dependable starting pitcher on the ball club right now. And over the last 3 appearances, he's combined for 15 innings, surrendering just 10 hits and 4 runs, and he's picked up a win in each of his last 2 games, which included an 8-5 win over Josh Miller and Corpus Christi on May the 1st. He gave up 4 runs over the first 2 innings, but then battened down the hatches, and Smith only gave up 1 hit during his final 5 innings, finishing with 7 innings, 4 runs, and 5 base hits allowed. So Smith throwing the rubber again for the Travs. He is going to try to become the first Arkansas Traveler pitcher to pick up 3 wins here in the 2006 season. The lineups have just been exchanged at the plate with the managers Ty Boykin of the Travs, Dave Clark of the Corpus Christi Hooks. The umpire crew has taken those lineup cards, and they're about set to have the Travs take the field. Speaking of your umpire crew, you got Dirk Diggler behind the plate today, Brock Landers at third, and Chess Rockwell calling the outs at first base. The Travs are taking the field. Let's take our final break. We will return with a first pitch of this 4-game series with the Arkansas Travelers and the Corpus Christi Hooks. And it's right here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
O'Reilly Auto Parts is a proud supporter of American auto racing. From the down and dirty action of local dirt tracks all the way to the ultimate thrill of NASCAR, we're dedicated to racing and racing fans. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts at better prices every day. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm definitely not going back to my old razor. I'm going to stick with M3 Power.
Check out what guys are saying about M3 Power, the first micro-power shaving system from Gillette.
I'm in shock right now. It's fantastic.
I feel like I'm getting a massage with this razor.
Wow, this is something new.
I like this. I feel like I'm not even shaving, really. With the M3 Power, it made me look forward to shaving.
Feel the power of the world's best shave. M3 Power from Gillette, the best a man can get.
I'm a brain surgeon. I'm not an engineer. I don't know how the thing works. I just know it works.
Leading the way and supporting the troops. Yet opposing the war. Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Presented by Academy Sports, and Nike are making their way off the field after getting some well-deserved autographs, and we'll also have a first pitch thrown out by Susan Crosby, who is the president of the Friends of Central Arkansas Library. And as many people involved with the library do, she is dressed up as a character from one of her favorite books. I think this will be the first time that we ever have the Cat in the Hat throwing out the ceremonial first pitch, but we'll have a first pitch before that. It'll be Trip Martin, who has been sent over from the local Shell gas stations to throw out one of the two ceremonial first pitches today. And he throws that one. Not a bad job done by Trip. Brent Delciar, the Traveler catcher, walked back out there to give him the ball. And you talk about the Corpus Christi Hooks. You talked about a pretty balanced attack offensively, as the Hooks are a veteran ball club, and they have 3 players that are amongst the top 10 in batting average in the Texas League, led by Hunter Pence, who's .345. Their leadoff batter, Josh Anderson, also is hitting .336 with 9 stolen bases. And then J.R. House, who's been around the block a couple of times, a former top prospect from the Pirates organization. Well, he's hitting .330 over the first month of this season. The Hooks do have a little bit of speed. Anderson, 9 steals, which is tied with Dwayne Bacon of the Travs and Mike McCoy of Springfield for that league lead. But if you're looking possibly for a weak spot in the lineup, it would be the 6, 7, and 8 spots for the Hooks. Jorge Cortez is the only one of their starting 9 batting under 200. He's at 195. Jared Sandberg in the number 7 spot is hitting .203, although he did hit against the Travs pretty well last series. He hit .444 against the Travs in 3 games. Derek Nicholson, their number 8 hitter, batting .213. One other thing about Corpus Christi, it's a team that struggles a little bit in the field. They've committed 37 errors, most amongst all Texas League teams, and their .966 fielding percentage is also the lowest fielding percentage in the Texas League, and they have given up a bunch of unearned runs. In fact, they have given up 20 unearned runs this year, but then you look over to how the Travs have performed, and even though Arkansas has committed 4 less errors than Corpus Christi has, the Travs of this season have already allowed 30 unearned runs. So a couple of teams involved in this game that have had some struggles in the field. The Travelers have the 4th lowest fielding percentage at .971. Their 33 errors is tied for the 2nd most amount of errors in the league, along with Wichita and Springfield. The one thing the Travs do very well is turn the double play. That's one thing Corpus Christi has not been outstanding in this year. Also, another thing about Corpus Christi is that they're not a great team when it comes to throwing out base runners, and the Travs proved that. In one game last week, they stole 5 bases against Corpus Christi, and that's when J.R. House was behind the dish. House is catching today. J.R. House did have to have reconstructive elbow surgery a couple of years ago, and while his arm is healthy, he still does not quite have the zip on the ball that he was known for during his days as a high school quarterback in West Virginia, and also during his first few years at minor league baseball in the Pirate system. So that's something else to watch out for. If the Travs get men on base, they probably try to steal. But first, Jesse Smith has to set down the Hooks in the first inning and then give the Travs a chance to hit. So they're going up against Josh Anderson, Ben Zobrist, and Hunter Pence. We are set. Standing into the batter's box is Anderson, a left-hand batter, a very good strike zone judgment. .336 average, 1 homer, 9 RBI. Our first pitch of the game, it misses up high, and it came at 2:05 in the afternoon. And we are underway. So it's 1-0 on Anderson with the third baseman Brown playing in a little bit. Here's Smith's 1-0, and it is sliced foul down the left field line by Anderson into the picnic area. 1 ball, 1 strike on Josh Anderson. Anderson, you want to keep him off the bases. Not only is he a good base stealer, but he takes some of the focus off the batter, not just for the pitcher, but the rest of the fielders. It's a 1-1 count on Anderson, and the catcher, Del Chiara, wants it on the inside corner. The pitch is hit past him out up the middle, but gloved by Eric Rodlin on a backhand. He flips to first and gets Anderson for the first out of the game. That'll bring up Ben Zobrist. Fielders behind Jesse Smith. Out in left, Aaron Peel. In center, Dwayne Bacon and Jason Esposito in right. On the infield, it's Matt Brown at third, Brandon Wood at short, Eric Rodlin at second, and Matt Pauley making his Double-A debut at first base, and Brent Del Chiara back behind the dish. Jesse Smith is 25 years old and will be turning 26 July the 11th, 6'2", 210 pounds from Lincoln, Nebraska. Here he goes to Ben Zobrist with a fastball at the knees for a called strike. Zobrist is a switch hitter. He'll bat left-handed. It's 297, 297, with 1 homer and 13 RBIs. Brown is off the line at third, and Pauley even with the bag at first base. Smith was about to step into his windup, but Zobrist stepped out of the box, and time was called by the plate umpire. Smith doesn't ever lose composure on the mound. Goes back to the windup now, and here's the 0-1. It's a fastball right to the knees again, and Zobrist takes strike 2. Smith, not an overpowering pitcher, but he throws a lot of strikes. He'll keep the pitches down in the strike zone. He has been very effective over the last 2 starts, winning both of them by a complete final score of 10-6 against San Antonio and Corpus Christi. No balls, 2 strikes. And the pitch on the way from Smith. Zobrist swings and chops it along the first base line, and Matt Pauley couldn't make the play behind the bag. Goes all the way to the bullpen, and Zobrist wants second base. And the throw from Pauley will not be in time, so Zobrist reaches second on his first at-bat of this series. And it'll be an error charged to Matt Pauley in his first attempt to play first base at Double-A. Ball wasn't hit all that hard by Zobrist, more of a bouncing ball than a hard-hit grounder. And it seemed that the short hop surprised Pauley behind the bag, and he tried to play it in his midsection. I don't know if it took a goofy bounce, but we know Raywinder Field produces quite a few goofy bounces on the infield. It kind of kicked off Pauley's glove down the first base line, so a 2-base error gives the Hooks a chance to get the lead in the first inning. Hunter Pence standing into the plate, big right-hand batter, chokes up quite a bit. First pitch from Smith is at the knees, a fastball, strike 1. Pence hitting .345 this year with 6 home runs, 24 RBIs. He is the team leader for the Hooks in batting average, home run, and RBI. So he's up there in the Triple Crown category for the Astros Double-A team. It's an 0-1 count. Smith gets a glance of the runner at second. Rodlin comes behind the runner, but there won't be a throw. Smith calmly steps off rather than throwing to Rodlin. Wood playing off at short. Rodlin, second baseman, shades up the middle for the right-handed batting Pence. Into the stretch goes Jesse Smith, and Zobrist not taking a rather aggressive lead. Here's the 0-1, fouled straight back by Pence, and it is 0-2. Hunter Pence kind of hovers over the batter's box when he's standing in there. 6'4", 220 pounds, and he does not get cheated. He will take a mighty swing. And it's odd to see a power hitter like Pence, who is choking up more than a slap hitter would. He is up on the bat a good 1.5 inches. Smith into the stretch. It's an 0-2 count. Looks at Zobrist, now delivers a curveball, and it's hit in the air to shallow right field. Jason Esposito drifts towards the gap a little bit and settles underneath it, makes the catch. Runner will hold. Esposito shows off the arm with a perfect throw to Brandon Wood in the middle of the infield, and there's 2 out. Nice pitch by Jesse Smith. He had Pence in front of the changeup. And the second out brings up J.R. House. The other numbers on Smith, he's allowing a .288 average, 30 hits in 27 2/3 innings, just 1 home run, and that came back in his first start of the year on April the 11th. Jesse's walked 8, struck out 11, and has thrown 2 wild pitches. 6th-round pick out of Illinois Valley Community College in 2003. Smith in his 4th professional season with a career record of 13 wins and 21 losses. House now the batter, another big righty. First pitch from Smith peppers the outside corner, strike one. J.R. House, former top prospect in the Pirate system. He had been compared to Mike Piazza, but injuries had slowed down his career, and he is in his first season with the Astro system after taking a year off from baseball. The 0-1, swing and a miss on a Smith curveball, and Jesse's got the stuff working early here, ahead of House 0-2. House is hitting .330 this year at 3 homers and 17 runs batted in, but he has scuffled over the last 9 games, just 5 hits in his last 35 at-bats. 0-2 on House. Zobrist leading from second, and here's the pitch. A fastball off the outside corner for ball one. House started the season with an 18-game hit streak and has really cooled off since. And so Texas League pitchers may be slowly figuring him out. He had never played in the Texas League during his previous 6 seasons. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Smith ready. And the pitch to House is a curveball, and it's fouled into the net behind the plate. Still 1-2 on House, the cleanup batter, with Josh Bonifay on deck. 0-0, just underway. Top of the first. Hook's got a base runner on a 2-base error charge to Matt Pauley on a chopper hit by Ben Zobrist. But then Smith recovers and gets Pence to fly out harmlessly to right field. And now with a 1-2 count on House, Smith trying to complete the top of the first. Checking Zobrist, no one holding him now. The kick and the 1-2 is fouled at the plate. Got in on House's kitchen with a fastball at the hand. And the count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Infield playing straight away for House. He is a very good hitter. He'll go corner to corner. And you can't really pigeonhole him as a guy that pulls everything or goes the opposite way. Smith has tried both corners, and House has fouled off a couple of 2-strike pitches. Back to the stretch, and another 1-2 to House is a slider low and away. Nice eye, 2-2. Jesse Smith, part-time starter, part-time reliever. In 2005, at both single-A levels for the Angels, he went 7-8 with an ERA around 4.80. Never really had a chance to settle into a role, but he is settling into a role here with a trap. Here's a 2-2 to House. Change up, and it's fouled off the right side in the air over the bullpen and out of play. And so House in a real battle here with Jesse Smith. He's fouled off 3 2-strike pitches, and they've been 3 completely different 2-strike pitches. It hasn't been the same place on the plate that Smith has gone to. He's tried the outside corner, he's tried inside, and that time with a change-up. So the count's still 2-2. Neither Wood or Rodlin holding on Zobrist. He's out to a good 7 or 8 step lead. A glance by Smith to the base runner. Zobrist an extra step. The pitch is a curve. Caught him looking on the inside corner. Strike 3, and the first inning is over for the Hooks. No runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 man left. That'll take us into the bottom of the first, and here come the Travs against Corpus Christi. 0-0 score on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
A traveler nearing a great city asked an old man seated by the road, "What are the people like in the city?" Well, the man asked, "What were they like where you came from?" The traveler said, "They were horrible, mean, unworthy, detestable in all respects." "Ah," said the old man, "you'll find them the same in the city ahead." Scarcely had the first traveler gone on his way when another stopped to inquire about the people in the city before him. Again, the old man asked about the people in the place the traveler had just left. "They were fine people, honest, industrious, and generous to a fault," declared the second traveler. "I was sorry to leave." The old man responded, "That's exactly how you'll find the people here." I'm Mark Evans, pastor of the Church at Rock Creek. You know, the way people see others is really just a reflection of themselves.
For more information, call 225-8684 or look on the web at www.churchatrockcreek.org.
You are witnessing some intense pain here, folks. Throbbing muscles, swollen joints. This is pure torture. We're talking total body suffering. Not even the internal organs are...
Bob, the game hasn't started yet.
Game? I'm talking about me.
Don't let orthopedic discomfort interrupt your life. Learn to manage it with Baptist Health in Ortho, Arkansas, the state's leaders in orthopedic medicine. To reach a specialist or for more information, call Baptist Health Helpline at 227-8478 and get back in the game.
Oh, I can feel that hit up here.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to Raywinder Field in the bottom of the first inning. The Arkansas Travelers taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. And Josh Miller just completed his warm-up, and so you will see Dwayne Bacon, Aaron Peel, and Brandon Wood here in the first inning against the right-handed pitcher of the Hooks. Josh Miller, he's in his second season with the Hooks. Only appeared in 3 games with Corpus Christi last year after pitching most of the 04 and 05 seasons at various levels of independent baseball. Miller, 6'1", 200 pounds. Not an overpowering pitcher, but does have a good feel around the plate. Dwayne Bacon leading off, takes a strike on the inside corner for Miller. This will be the only switch hitter Miller has to face today. Bacon batting from the left side, hitting .206, 2 homers, 7 RBI. Pitch on the way, and here's a little flare to shallow right field that falls in. A leadoff single for Dwayne Bacon, a little dunk shot over the second baseman Bonifay's head. And you got your first base hit of the game on a Dwayne Bacon flare. That'll bring up Aaron Peel. So now watch out for Bacon. Jared House, the catcher behind the plate, has had a lot of trouble throwing out base runners. He did throw out 1 of 6 men that attempted to steal against him last week at Corpus Christi. Bacon has stolen 9 bases in 11 tries. Peel, the right-hand batter, hitting .272. And Bacon runs on the first pitch. A called strike. The throw to second is not going to be in time, not even close. And Bacon now leading the Texas League on his 10th steal of the year. So no one count on Peel, who was taking that pitch all the way. That is the 26th stolen base against J.R. House out of 36 tries. So base stealers are successful 72% of the time against J.R. House this year. Chance for Peel to make it an early lead. He's driven in 11 on the season. Miller was about to go into the stretch, but he steps off and books Bacon back to second base. Peel, batting leadoff on Friday, hit a game-winning homer in the 8th inning to break the 6-6 tie for the win over San Antonio. Here's the 0-1 to Peel. And it's low and inside from Miller. 1 ball, 1 strike. Hitting you the rest of the numbers on Miller. 4 wins, 2 losses, 4.20 ERA. The hit by Bacon is the 35th he's allowed in 30 innings. League batting .288 against him. Right-hander set on a 1-1 count. Bacon an extra half step. The pitch is a curveball grounded up the middle, but it's played by the shortstop Zobrist. He'll slip behind the bag to first for the out on Peel, but Aaron does the job. He moves Bacon to third, and so a fly ball give the Travs a 1-0 lead. Brandon Wood will step up to the plate. Miller, good control pitcher, has walked only 6 batters this year and struck out 22 in the 30 and now 1/3 inning. Here's Brandon Wood. Wood, who was 4 for 10 in the series against San Antonio, he's driven in 7 in his last 2 games. Right-hand batter, pitch on the way, fastball, right on the outside half, 0-1. Corpus Christi will allow a run to score on a ground ball, so they'll give up the run for the out. Brandon has driven in 25 runs this year and slowly climbing up the league leaderboard. Here's the 0-1. A strike on the inside corner for Miller, and Wood steps out of the box disagreeing with the call. 0-2 on Wood. 25 RBIs tied with his former teammate Mike Elward for second of the league, 2 behind Rico Washington. An 0-2 count, pitch for Miller. Reached out, tapped to the mound, played by the pitcher. He looks Bacon back to third and flips to first for out number 2. Looks like Brandon felt a little bit of pressure to swing on that pitch. A breaking ball from Miller, and he had Wood leaning out over, finishing the swing one-handed. And the ball almost got over Miller's head. A little bouncing ball that if it was just about a half a foot taller, probably gets over Miller's head and scores Bacon. But Bacon did the smart thing, not pushing the issue. Let Matt Brown try to drive him in. Brown, who is the hottest hitter on the team, has hit in 10 consecutive games. A 390 clip during the streak. Nothing score, bottom of the first, and Brown stepping in. Here's a stretch by Miller, and he delivers to Brown. A slider off the plate, 1-0. Miller has allowed 2 first-inning runs this year. And back on May the 1st, he did allow 1 against the Travs on an Aaron Peel blue pitch. Delivery to Brown. Swung on, line to right center, charging Pence. He dives and catches the ball and saves a run. Beautiful catch. Pence not only takes away the base hit from Brown, he takes away a run from the Arkansas Travelers, so no runs, 1 hit and 1 man left in the first inning for the Travs. That'll take us to the second. 0-0 our score on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
Did you know that more than 250 Arkansans are currently awaiting an organ transplant? And did you know that every 16 minutes, a new name is added to the organ transplant waiting list? You can help to reduce these numbers by registering to become an organ donor. Call the Arkansas Regional Organ Recovery Agency at 866-660-5433 or visit the Aurora website at www.arora.org to learn more. Become an organ donor. Give hope. In today's busy world, who has time for questions? Where to go, how to get there, what to eat? With over 30 locations in central, north, central, and northeast Arkansas, Double B's has the answers. Double B's makes it easy to stop in and get on with your day, wherever you are. Start your day with Double B's Coffee Cafe. Gourmet coffee, better than most coffee houses. Grab lunch on the go with delicious selections from Quiznos, Pizza Pro, Baskin-Robbins, Chester's Fried Chicken, or Subway. Clean your auto with a car wash. And all Double B's locations feature pay-at-the-pump technology, so you're back on the road in no time. Make the most of your time and stop worrying about life's little questions. We've got the answers at Double B's.
Dr. Pepper, the taste of originality, Dr. Pepper. Salute individuality, Dr. Pepper. Do what you do, your moment has come. You're not like anyone, nothing better, Dr. Pepper.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
0-0 score, top of the second inning. Each team had an opportunity to tally a run in the first inning. The Hooks left Ben Zobrist at second base, and the Travs stranded Dwayne Bacon at third, though it did take a spectacular diving catch by right fielder Hunter Pence of the Hooks to keep Arkansas off the scoreboard. Leading it off for the Hooks in the second, Josh Bonifay. He's the fifth hitter. He'll be followed by Jorge Cortez and Jared Sandberg. Jesse Smith threw 17 pitches in the first inning, 8 of them to the last batter, J.R. House, who caught him looking on a curveball. Bonifay, right-hand batter, 6 homers on the year, 23 driven in. And here's Smith's first pitch of the inning to Bonifay, right down the pipe for an 0-1 count. Smith has started the last 4 batters off of the same pitch, a fastball either down the middle of the plate or on one of the halves. Nice to get ahead. Here's the 0-1 to Bonifay. Off the plate outside, 1-1. Bonifay batting .263, and he leads the Hooks by striking out 25 times. Did hit 1 homer against the Travs. One of only 2 homers that the Hooks hit against Arkansas. Here's the 1-1, and it's under the knees, and it's ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. It'll be interesting to see how the home run plays out in this series. Travs has really been pounding the ball as far as getting it out of the park here in the early part of May. They've hit 11 homers in the month of May. 2-1 to Bonifay is high and inside, ball 3. So Smith got ahead with a first pitch fastball that misses with the next 3 and is behind in the count with Cortez on deck. Smith winds and delivers, and it's fouled off the right side. He does have enough on the fastball to throw a fastball if a hitter is waiting for one, as long as it's not right down the middle. One thing about Jesse Smith, especially during the last 2 starts, his ability to hit spots. He's been able to just put the ball where the catcher asks for it. Payoff on the way. Here it is to Bonifay. Swinging a foul back over the roof. And we'll do it again, still 3-2. Smith, a fastball, high 80s, low 90s. Curveball, slider, changeup, the basic 4. You can throw just the basic 4 and be very effective as long as you throw strikes and keep it low in the zone. Here's another 3-2. Bonifay hits a solid line drive to right field. Aceto going back in front of the track, reaches up and grabs it to retire Bonifay for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Cortez. Cortez, who did have the game-winning RBI against the Travelers in that extra inning game for the first game of the series last week in Corpus Christi. What was that? Sunday. That was exactly 1 week ago. 12-inning game. Cortez did not have a hit over his first few at-bats and comes up in the 12th of the bases loaded and got a little bleeder to the right side for the game-winning hit. Left-hand batter and a pitch on the way. strike from Smith on the low outside corner. Got him with a curveball there, and it's 0-1. Nothing score, top two. Really a splendid day for baseball. Sun hasn't really shown much, but it's very comfortable. And here's the 0-1 from Smith. Cortez swings and chops along the first base line. Polly played that one, bounced off his chest right in front of him. Flips to Smith at first for the putout. That goes 3-1. I tell you, Matt Polly looks like a goaltender over there playing that ball. He didn't really try to play it with his glove. He just kept his chest behind it. A chest save and a beauty. Well, Ty Boykin told us during the pregame show last week, he said, Paulie will get the job done at first base. It ain't going to be pretty, he said, but he'll get it. That wasn't pretty, but it was interesting, and he got the out. 2 away. Base is empty for Jared Sandberg. Sandberg hitting .203, 2 homers, 7 RBI. Big right-handed batter. Here's Smith's windup. Starts him off with a curve, and it's just a little high, and it's 1-0. There's Ryan Sandberg's nephew playing one of Sandberg's old positions. Of course, we know him as a second baseman. Here's the 1-0, and shot toward third base. Off the line, Brown makes the play. He will sidearm to the first baseman, Polly, to complete the inning. They go down 1-2-3. That'll take us into the bottom of the second, and it's still a 0-0 score at Raywinter Field. The Hooks and the Travs on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
The romance begins at Cupid's. Choose from Central Arkansas's largest selection of apparel and lingerie in every size, style, and color. And don't forget the wide selection of menswear, toys, massage oil, and lotion. It's Cupid's Lingerie and more. 2585 Donaghy Street in the Townsend Plaza, Conway, 65th and Scott Hamilton, and 9700 North Rodney Perelman in Little Rock, plus 3360 Central Avenue in Hot Springs. Just look for the purple neon hearts, and you'll know you're in the right place. Cupid's Lingerie and more.
Hey, fans, it's easy to get discount tickets to Travs games all year thanks to Ready Ice. Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice presents Ready Ice Wednesdays at Raywinter Field. Just pick up a discount coupon for any Wednesday Travs home game anywhere Ready Ice is sold, like most Shell and Exxon gas stations. Bring the coupons to the Travs box office for $3 general admission tickets to any Wednesday home game. That's Ready Ice Wednesdays at Raywinter Field all season long. Thanks to Arkansas's #1 ice company, Ready Ice.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Travelers Baseball moves into the bottom of the second inning here on what is now, for the moment at least, a sunny Sunday afternoon. The sun has broken through the clouds right behind the plate. And Jason Espedo digs into the batter's box to lead off the second against Josh Miller. Miller delivers the first of the inning, and Espedo hits a hard ground ball base hit into right field. Even the second baseman Bonifay was positioned for that ball deep into the hole, but he still couldn't get to it as Espedo had too much mustard on the swing. There's your second base hit of the ball game, and once again, the Travs reach their leadoff man against Josh Miller. They did that 5 of 6 innings last week at Corpus Christi, and they've had the leadoff man reach twice already in 2 chances today. And Miller allowing a .370 batting average to the leadoff batters this season. Threw over to first base, but Espedo was back. Matt Polly getting his first Double-A at-bat here. Left-hand batter sends the first pitch. A little pop-up in a shallow left center field. Cortez driving in, calling off the shortstop Zobrist, and Cortez one-hands the ball for the out. And so Pally on the first pitch he sees at Double-A, flies out to left field, bringing up Greg Porter. Folks, Greg Porter has been hitting the ball a ton recently, and he only has the 3 homers to show for it during this stretch. Last week in San Antonio, he had a ball to dead center at Wolf Stadium that was blown back in. Would have gone 450 feet without the wind. Only went 400 feet with the wind and died of the fence. Pitch to Porter is inside, 1 ball, no strikes. I mentioned that because Porter hit a ball yesterday, not yesterday, but Friday, that I think is still on its way to the Gulf of Mexico. A bomb that went over the screen monster, probably over the freeway and into zip code 72204. Porter swings, chops the first, could be two. Fagan flips to the shortstop, Zobrist at second, and the relay to first is dropped by the pitcher. Miller covers, trying to get the 3-6-1 double play, and Miller was a little bit late getting to first base. Porter would have been out if he caught the ball, but he was unable to squeeze it, and so there won't be an error, of course. It'll go 3-6 at second. And on the fielder's choice, Porter is at first. So, 2 outs and a man at first base for Brent Del Chiaro. It was Del Chiaro's 2-run homer that turned around the game against Miller and the Hooks last week. That proved to be the game winner in the 8-5 victory over the Hooks. Del Chiaro's home run was the game-winning hit. It's on the way to Del. Fastball right to the knees, 0-1. Del Chiaro's only collected 4 hits and 23 at-bats this year, but 2 of them are home runs. And boy, he couldn't have picked a better time to hit that second home run. Last week, the Travs had been down to 4-0 score early and came back for the 8-5 win. 0-1 to Dell, inside towards the jersey, 1-1. 0-0 is the score. We are in the bottom of the second here at Ray Winder Field. And the sun, which poked up for, 2 minutes, is now gone, hiding behind a bank of gray skies. Stretch by Miller. Porter a short lead. 1-1 to Dell. Swing and a miss on a tight slider that dove outside, and it's 1-2 on Brent Del Chiaro. Now, a lot of times you expect if there's a rain out like the Travs had to deal with yesterday, even though the lineup was already put out, a lot of times the lineup stays the same, but it is not the same today. Bobby Wilson was scheduled to catch yesterday, and said it'll be Del Chiaro today, and that means Wilson probably catches tomorrow during Screaming Kids Day. Stretch by Miller, and the 1-2 to Del is a fastball right on the outside corner, and Del takes strike 3. So the second inning comes to a close. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Heading into the third, a 0-0 ball game. Corpus Christi come to the plate against Jesse Smith on Air America Little Rock 1380 KTXE.
Experience the acclaimed Bose Wave music system. It's elegantly small with sound that brings new life to music. Forbes FYI says it sounds like a system that costs 5 times more. David Novak, the gadget guy, adds, it can easily replace whatever component system you currently have. And now it's available with an optional multi-CD changer for hours of uninterrupted music. Call 1-800-611-1617 to order the Wave music system today. Better yet, order it with the new easy-to-use multi-CD changer. An excitement guarantee gives you 30 days to try them together risk-free. Be sure to ask about the Bose payment plan that lets you make low monthly payments using your own major credit card with no interest charges from Bose. Order by February 28th and receive your choice of a free gift set featuring a full-color 200-page cookbook and inspiring music CD. The Wave music system and multi-CD changer from Bose, the most respected name in sound. Call 1-800-611-1617. That's 1-800-611-1617.
Claude Markham on working in the United States Navy.
I'm an aviation ordnance in 2nd class. It's an indescribable feeling being up on the flight deck and just being next to them, pulling the pin from the weapon launcher before they take off. It's a big rush inside, and not many people my age can do the job that I do out in the outside at such a young age.
Most jobs reveal what you do. Ours reveal who you are. To learn more, check out Navy.com or call 1-800-USA-NAVY. Navy. Accelerate your life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the third now at Ray Winder Field. Phil Elson with you on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE and MinorLeagueBaseball.com. We'd like to thank the folks over at MinorLeagueBaseball.com for getting us on the air. And if you're looking for the Screaming Kids Day broadcast tomorrow, the only place to get it will be MinorLeagueBaseball.com. We will not be broadcasting tomorrow's morning game on the airwaves. So if you're going to be over at work tomorrow and you'd like to tune into the Travs game, just go to MinorLeagueBaseball.com, go to the multimedia section, look for the game day audio, and just click on the Travelers broadcast. 0-0 our scores. We go to the top of the third with Derek Nicholson leading off against Jesse Smith, followed by John Fagan and Josh Anderson. Smith has not allowed a hit over the first 2 innings, one man reaching with an error. And Jesse has set down the last 5 batters. Nicholson, big left-hand batter, hitting .213. Here's a pitch from Smith. And he sends a high fly, twisting away towards left field. Aaron Peel, long run, but he gets underneath it and makes the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. bringing up John Fagan. That's 6 in a row now set down by Jesse Smith. Fagan, the 9-hitter, hits .261, 2 homers, and 10 runs driven in. Fagan starting at first base today. We've also seen him play left and a little bit of DH duty. Another tall batter standing in. Fagan at 6'5". Smith eyes a sign from Del Chiaro. Steps back, lifts the leg, rears and deals. It's a curveball without much curve, staying inside and high, ball 1. Anderson into the on-deck circle for Jesse Smith. And boy, Smith looking very strong here over the first 3 innings. Throwing a lot of strikes, not throwing too many pitches. He's only throwing 30. It's a 1-0 count, and the pitch on the way. Fagan takes low and outside, a curveball missing for ball 2. 2-0. So it's the first batter that Jesse's been to 2-0 on. Only been a 3 balls once against the batter. Takes the sign off. Goes to the next one. Del Chiaro sets up down the middle. Here's a 2-0. Fagan swung late, fouled it into the screen. It rolls up the screen and onto the roof at first base, and it's 2 balls and a strike on John Fagan. Mentioned Fagan 6'5". He's also got Hunter Pence, the cleanup batter, who is 6'4". Then Zobrist 6'3", Jared Sandberg 6'3". They got some tall players. Here's the 2-1 to Fagan. Low and outside. Smith not even close to the strike zone with that slider, and he was falling behind Fagan 3-1. Walk's not too much a part of Smith's game, but in his last start against Corpus Christi, he walked a season-high 4 batters in 7 innings. He'd only walked 4 in his first 20 innings on the year. And he was able to get through it without too much of a problem after the 2nd inning. Now 3-1 on Fagan. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He surprised him with a fastball right at the knees. And now the count goes full, 3-2. Fagan has walked 10 times, struck out 15 this year. For Jesse Smith, 8 walks, 12 strikeouts. We'll see who wins this battle. 0-0 score, top of the 3rd. Base is empty for Fagan with 1 away. Smith gets the sign, rocks back and delivers the payoff, and it is hit on a ground ball between Colley and Rodlin into right field for a base hit. So a nice little piece of hitting by Fagan, not trying to do too much with the payoff pitch, just poking it past Colley, dove towards his right, trying to come up with the ball, but he was empty. Standing into the plate now is Josh Anderson. Anderson, a member of the 40-man roster of the Astros. And, in fact, he's the only position player for the Hooks on the 40-man roster. Certainly counted as a prospect. And he grounded out in the first inning to the second baseman, Rodlin. In case he bunts, Brown is up at 3rd. From the stretch, Smith sends and delivers. Anderson swings. It's a high fly, straightaway center. Bacon 2 steps back, but he's underneath it. He's got it for the second out. Anderson is 0 for 2. And Fagan trots back to first base. So here comes Zobrist, who was the first base runner to make it on for the Hooks, reaching on an error by Mott Pauley in the first inning. A 3 or 4 bouncer that bounced off Matt's glove. Of course, the next inning, Matt used his chest to make a play and got the job done. Zobrist batting left-handed. From the stretch, Smith, a pitch on the way, right down the middle, and it is an 0-1 count. Zobrist, possibly the top fielder on this Hooks ball club. He does show a lot of range at short, both to his left and his right. Good throwing arm, good instinct. 6'3", 200-pounder from Eureka, Illinois. 0-1 the count. Smith comes home. And the changeup is under the knees of Zobrist. 1 ball, 1 strike. 0-0 score, top 3. The Hooks were rained out yesterday. So were the Travs. You got 2 teams kind of chomping at the bit to play some ball. Hooks only got 2 games in against Springfield, split them. Travs got 2 games against the Missions and split them. Here's the 1-1 from Smith. Zobrist swings with a fly ball to right field, right where Speedo is waiting. He makes the catch. And the 3rd inning is over for the Hooks. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left. Bottom of the 3rd coming up. Still 0-0 at Raywinder Field. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
From the hilltops of Atlanta to the California sand. Come on, one day across the nation, yeah. I'm a burrito in every time. Every woman,
Most Burritos, 2834 North Hills Boulevard in North Little Rock by Kroger's at North Hills and McCain. Go your own way with National Car Rental. Take a one-time trip and discover Arkansas. National's great weekend special is just what you need for a trip to the Ozarks. Or get your friends together and rent a minivan to historic Eureka Springs. National offers a wide choice of sizes and styles, from luxury cars to vans and sport utility vehicles. Unlimited mileage rates are available. National Car Rental has two convenient locations, Little Rock Airport and North Little Rock at 3919 Block Avenue. See National Car Rental's ad in the yellow pages. Go your own way with National Car Rental.
1, 2, 3.
We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We return to Raywinder Field for the bottom of the third inning and a 0-0 score with the Travelers taking on the Corpus Christi Hooks. Game 1 of a 4-game series. This will end the homestand as well. Interesting scheduling for the Travs. We've got probably the only scheduled Friday off in the history of minor league baseball. So no game Thursday, no game Friday. I guess the guys will actually be able to, shrug, have a life for a couple of days before getting out to Tulsa for a doubleheader Saturday that starts the 4-game set. Eric Rodland begins in the third inning for the Travs and takes a slider off the inside corner. 1 ball, no strikes to Rodland, who was not in yesterday's lineup. And the 1-0 now to Rodland is hit in the air towards deep right field. Rodland, no home runs yet this season. Pence back to the wall, looking up, and it is gone. And Eric Rodland with his first home run of the year puts the Travs on front 1-0. The league-leading 36th home run of the season for the Arkansas Travelers. And now every one of the usual starting 9 has collected at least 1 homer this year. So Rodland drives in his 9th of the year, 1-0 Travs, and here's Dwayne Bacon standing into the box. Miller from the windup. It's a strike on a fastball, and it's 0-1. So Miller has now given up only 2 home runs this year, both of them hit by an Arkansas Traveler. Brentel Chiaro hit the other. 0-1 to Bacon is a strike on the outside corner, and Miller's gone in and out to get ahead 0-2. We'll check some of the scores across the majors and the 1 game that is in progress in the Texas League. 0-2 to Bacon is low and outside. Dwayne had reached on a flare in the first inning. Stole second and made it to third, but was stranded there. And it took a home run by Eric Rodland to get the Travs in front here in the third. Here's the 1-2 to Bacon. Swing and a miss and a curveball. That was a sharp pitch by Miller. A lot of very late break for his second strikeout of the day, and Bacon is the first out of the inning. That'll bring Keel up to the batter's box. Checking our score in Frisco, Wichita, and the Rough Riders. 0-0. They're in the first. Here's Peel, grounded out in the first inning. He's 0 for 1. Pitch on the way, right down the pipe, 0-1. Peel started today hitting .272, couple of homers, and 11 runs batted in. The 0-1 comes from Miller. And a check swing by Peel. The pitch is inside, no appeal on Peel, and it's 1-1 to Aaron. On deck, Brandon Wood. Base is empty, 1 out, 1 run in. The pitch is a slider off the low outside corner, ball 2. Later tonight, Tulsa and Midland. That'll be, a 5 o'clock start time at Citibank Park. The 2-1 comes to Peel, and he takes a changeup, strike 2, outside corner, and it's even, 2-2. Ubaldo Jimenez on the mound for the Drillers. He looked so sharp against the Travs a couple of weeks ago, but got hit extremely hard his last time out. The 2-2 to Peel, swung on, chopped to third, backhand by Sandberg behind the base. Has plenty of time. He flips across the diamond to retire Peel. And there are 2 outs in the third inning. Brad Ziegler will pitch for Midland tomorrow. 2 wins, a loss, and a 3.25 ERA. Final game in the league tonight, starting at 6:10 at Hammond Field in Springfield. San Antonio and the Cardinals will do battle, and they also will be playing 4 games. Brandon Wood standing in, and the pitcher Miller was about to go to a quick pitch windup, but Wood had timeout called quickly. I think our organist would have been surprised by that pitch. Here's the first delivery to Wood. Swinging a hard grounder right to short. Zobrist waits for it. Slaps the glove. Throws across. And the inning comes to a close. Trav gets 1 run on 1 swing of the bat. The home run by Eric Rodland makes it 1-0 Trav. That'll take us into the 4th on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible awards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Stone Lakes Golf Course is one of Central Arkansas's hidden sports gems. Located just 1 mile off I-440 on Faulkner Lake Road, Stone Lake features a unique link-style course and some of the most reasonable green speeds around, complete with driving range plus chipping and putting greens and a full-range snack bar. Stone Lakes has everything a good duffer needs. Check out a hole-by-hole description on stonelakes.net or call 945-0945 for Stone Lakes.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
3 innings are in the scorebook here at Raywinder Field. We'll go through the totals, starting with the Corpus Christi Hooks. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Hooks have stranded 2. And the Travelers have put up 1 run on the Eric Rodland homer. 3 hits, 1 in every inning, 1 error, and the Travs have also stranded 2 men. Phil Elson with you today at the ballpark. Nice to have you with us. Travs trying to get their 13th win of the year. They're playing their 29th game of the season. And remember that with the rain out yesterday, the Travelers will be 1 game short in the first half. Instead of playing 70, they will play 69 games. And that also goes the same for Springfield. Their game with Corpus Christi rained out yesterday, so they also will not make that game up. So half the league, Springfield, Arkansas, Corpus, and San Antonio, will be playing just 69 games in the first half of the season. Jesse Smith has been outstanding in 3 innings. He faces Hunter Pence to start the 4th, and here's the first pitch to the 3-hitter. Pence swings, hits a high fly ball into right center field. Going back is Bacon towards the warning track, and he has room to reach out and make the catch in the gap for out number 1. So Pence is the 3rd batter to succumb to Jesse Smith in a row, and Jesse has faced 12 batters, just allowing 2 to reach on 1 error and 1 base hit. J.R. House will stand in next for the Hooks. Talk about some of the numbers that House had put up earlier in his career while a member of the Pirates organization. He was really expected to be a big star, and who's to say he still won't? Here's the first pitch to House. It is right down the pike, and it's 0-1. House called out on strikes in the first inning, though he did force Smith to throw 8 pitches, fouling off 3 with 2 strikes. Count 0-1 on House, right-hand batter. Smith steps back, delivers, and it's hit down the third base line, but foul on the ground, and it's 0-2. J.R. House had hit 64 home runs in the Pirates minor league system. He did get 6 games with the Bucks in Pittsburgh, going 2 for 10. But he really announced his presence in the year 2000 with a monster season as a full-time catcher in the South Atlantic League. 23 homers and a .348 average, leading that league in both categories. The 0-2 is outside, and that's ball 1. And to make things interesting, even more so for House, He was also considered one of the best high school quarterbacks in the nation when he was playing at Nitro High School in West Virginia. Here's a 1-2, swung on grounded to second. Rodman right there. Picks it up, flips the first, and there's 2 outs in the 4th inning. House set I think it's still a record that stands, 14,457 yards in his career in high school. And actually that pace had been broken back in the year 2002, but goodness. 14,500 yards, and I guess that'd be about 3 years. And almost had accepted a scholarship to play football at West Virginia. And if he didn't play baseball last year, he did play quarterback for West Virginia for only 2 games. Batter now is Josh Bonifay, and he strokes a line drive single into right field on the first pitch from Smith. Yet another former Pirates prospect. This Astros Double-A team, I mean, if you'd be a Pirates fan and a minor league Pirates fan at that, 3 years ago, you would have seen the 4, 5, and 6 hitters of the hooks at various levels of the Pirate system. House, Bonifay, and now Jorge Cortez that stands in, also a former Pirate prospect. In fact, he played in the Futures game a couple of years ago. Left-hand batter, and there's a toss over to first by Smith, but it's not in time. Cortez, when he played in the Futures game, represented the nation of Colombia. Won't see too many natives of Colombia playing minor league baseball or the majors, but here's one. From the stretch, Smith delivers to Cortez, and he swings late and fouls it into the pitching patio in left field. 0-1 on Cortez. Cortez bounced out to first in the 2nd inning, hitting under 195 now. 1-0 Travs, top 4. Eric Rodlin with his first home run of the year for the early lead. Smith gave up a 2-out single to Bonifay. Now ahead of Cortez, 0-1. And the pitch on the way. Check swing, called. Strike on a curve, and it's 0-2. Smith with only 1 strikeout so far. He caught J.R. House looking at a curveball in the first inning. But other than the lack of strikeouts, Smith has been inducing a lot of weak contact. Here's the 0-2 to Cortez, and it's chopped foul. Another curveball, and he was in front of it. Another good pitch by Jesse Smith. And the count remains 0-2. Starting matchup tomorrow here at Ray Winder Field, and it'll be Daniel Davidson for the Travs against Juan Gutierrez. Gutierrez was the pitcher that allowed 4 homers to the Travs and intentionally hit Jason Estito with a fastball, and followed that by challenging the entire Travelers dugout to a fight on the field at Whataburger Field in Corpus. I'm sure we're all looking forward to him pitching tomorrow. No balls, 2 strikes on Cortez. Into the stretch goes Smith. Long pause, and now it comes. A little outside, ball 1. Because of Chris Hunter being placed on the disabled list, and the Travs at the moment have only 4 starting pitchers, tomorrow was originally scheduled to be a bullpen day. There would have been a relief pitcher start of the game, probably Michel Simard, and then the rest of the bullpen finishing it up afterwards. But with yesterday's rain out, the Travs can go with their 4 starting pitchers for this series, not have to worry about Johnny Bullpen. Here's the 1-2 to Cortez. A little inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Those games where the bullpen does everything, start, finish, it's such a taxing time for the bullpen because, I mean, you don't want your bullpen to have to come in the first inning. It just tires out their arms. They got to work hard enough in the last 3 innings of a game. 2-2 to Cortez. Runner goes. Change up is high. The throw to second is on the wrong side of the bag. And Bonifay steals second base. Not a bad throw by Del Chiaro. He got it there with plenty of time. But it was on the third base side. So Bonifay with his first steal of the year. And the pitch from Smith was a changeup that floated just a little bit above the strike zone. And it gave Bonifay an extra step towards the base. So a runner in scoring position for Cortez. He's driven in 6 runs on the year. Here's Smith's payoff, and he walks him with a fastball high and outside. Rare time where Smith gets ahead of a batter 0-2 and then walks him. So it's his first walk of the game, bringing up Jared Sandberg. I mentioned Jared Sandberg is the nephew of Hall of Famer Ryan Sandberg. Rhino, veteran of 2,164 Major League games. And was just inducted into the Hall of Fame during the last induction ceremony, along with Dennis Eckersley. Into the stretch, Smith, and a pitch on the way, and that is low, ball one. Did I say Eckersley? I meant Bruce Sutter. Eckersley inducted the year before, Sutter and Sandberg this year. Jared Sandberg was a prospect out of the Devil Rays organization, but stalled a little bit in his first year with the Astros now. With the Marlins Double-A team last year. The 1-0 at the knees for a strike at Sandberg, and it's 1-1. Sandberg grounded out in the second to the third baseman Brown. 2 outs, top of the fourth. Travs with the lead 1-0. Eric Rodlin's homer in the bottom of the third for the only run thus far, but the Hooks threatening after 2 outs. Bonifay, a sharp single to right. Cortez takes the walk. The 1-1 pitch to Sandberg, and he swings and fouls it at the plate. Strike 2. Smith does show good command with the changeup today. And I believe that was the pitch he just had Sandberg in front of. Sandberg started today hitting .203. He's got a couple of men on base at the moment. First and second. Bonifay and Cortez. Average speed all the way around. Smith ready, trying to finish the inning. And here's the right-hander's 1-2. High and outside, and that'll even it up. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Sandberg. It's the second series in a row that an opponent comes in here to Little Rock with a very famous relative. Here's a 2-2 to Sandberg. Swing and a miss at a curve in the dirt. Great play by Del Chiara to block it, tag the batter, and the inning is over. And so Jesse Smith, second strikeout of the game, finishes the Hooks off of the fourth. They get 1 hit, strand 2. Heading into the bottom of the fourth inning, it's the Arkansas Travelers 1 and the Corpus Christi Hooks nothing on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at aspu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell. My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space. I would not. Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense. Zero is for the 0 calories. Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that? I wish I could speculate on that, sir. The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Bottom of the fourth now at Raywinder Field, with the Travs now trying to add to a 1-0 lead over the Corpus Christi Hooks. And it'll be Matt Brown, Jason Espito, and Matt Pauley to bat against Josh Miller. Phil Nelson with you at the ballpark. Nice to have you with us today. The Travs trying to win for the 4th time in 5 games. They had been suffering through a little bit of a slump there, but starting to play some pretty good baseball recently. And an early 1-0 lead today. First pitch of the inning to Brown is a curve for strike 1. Miller in 3 innings has allowed 3 hits, 1 hit in each inning. It's been the leadoff man reaching every time. And Brown backs away from a fastball inside, 1-1. Brown hit a solid line drive in the first inning, but the right fielder, Hunter Pence, not only took away a hit from Brown, but also an RBI with a diving catch. And that stranded Dwayne Bacon at third base. 1 ball, 1 strike, and the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, a change up, and it is 1-2. Brown entered the game hitting .348. And a 10-game hitting streak saw his average rise only a few points. Brown's been around .350, .360 all year long. Here's the 1-2 from Miller. Off the plate outside, 2-2. It looks like we see from Matt Brown has a nice balanced approach to the plate. Does not take too big of a swing. And decent power. The pitch is slowly grounded towards third. Sandberg up with it at the cut of the grass. Quick flip to first base for the out. And Brown is the first batter out of the 4th inning. And he went after a pitch that jammed him right on the handle, and it looked like that may have stung the hands a little bit if it was a little colder than it is today. And I think Brown would be feeling a little pain. So Brown 0 for 2, and we'll have to wait at least a couple more innings before he can extend that hitting streak. Standing in is Jason Espino. Pitch comes to him for strike 1, a big curveball. 0-1. Espino singled to begin the 2nd inning. And here's the pitch to the left-hander. Swung on, slow ground ball on the left side of the mound. Zobrist charges from short. He catches it. He throws to first on the run, and Espino beats it for an infield single. Looked like Zobrist had a little trouble getting the ball out of a glove as he charged from shortstop. It may have rolled up his glove, up the arm, and into the midsection, so that split second cost him the out at first. And the official score does say it'll be the 2nd hit for Espino tonight. 4th base hit of the game for the Travs, and now Matt Pauley stands in. And even give you a chance to introduce you to Matt Pauley in the 2nd inning. He flied out of the first pitch he saw. 6'1", 215 pounds. Pauley from Houston, Texas. Left-hand batter at 24 years old, and a pitch on the way. Strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Pauley is a 17th round pick out of Florida Atlantic in 2003, so this season is the 4th that he has spent in the Angels system. Career .270 hitter. Stretch toss to first, diving back as Espino is safe. Pauley last year, a full-time player with Rancho Cucamonga, part-time outfielder, part-time first baseman. He hit .257 with 12 home runs and 77 runs batted in. Decent speed, too. He stole 15 bags. The 0-1 pitch, Espino running. Swinging a ground ball, base hit into right field. Perfect hit and run by the Travs as Espino gets third base. With only 1 away, the Travs are set up here in the 4th inning. Men to the corners, and 1 out for Greg Porter. So a nice piece of hitting by Pauley. He knew he had to swing at the pitch. And it forced him to go after one that otherwise he probably would have left alone. An off-speed delivery that may have been outside and may have been low. He just went down and poked it past the right side of the infield. So the Travs looking pretty good here in this inning. Corners, 1 out, and Greg Porter standing in. Only a double play. Will keep a run from scoring other than a pop-out or a strikeout. And here's a pitch to Porter. He'll take it. A ball high and inside with a fastball from Miller just missing. 1-0. Porter grounded out in the 2nd. Well, not grounded out, but a possible double play ball to the first baseman, and he would beat the relay. Greg has driven in 12 runs this year. .243 average. Left-hand hitter. Miller, the righty, to the plate. And swung on and hit off of first base. Takes a big bounce into right field. That'll be a base hit. It scores Espino, and there goes Pauley for third. Porter will hold at first base after he just hit a very solid line drive right off of the first base bag. And the only thing that kept Porter from getting a double and 2 RBIs was that base. So the Hooks could actually thank the actual bag at first base for saving a run, because if the bag doesn't hit the ball, it goes all the way down the right field line, stops to the corner. Pauley would have scored without a problem, and Porter may have had himself a triple. So the Hooks actually catch a break, even though they fall behind 2-0. And a quick visit to the mound by the catcher. House now drifts back behind the plate and lets Miller stay onto the mound as he will be facing Brent Del Chiaro. So Espedo scores. Porter credited with his 13th run batted in on the year. Del Chiaro was called out on strikes in the second. Pitch on the way. High and tight. Look out. 1 ball, no strikes. Del Chiaro's driven in 3 runs this year, 2 of them off the bat of a homer he hit last week against this pitcher, Josh Miller. Porter out to a decent lead. Pauly close at third. And the 1-0 to Del Chiaro is fouled into the third base seat. And the count now 1-1. Well, it's the first inning. The Travs don't get the leadoff man on base, but they still score a run anyway. 3 consecutive hits. All of them hit fairly solidly with the exception of Jason Espedo's infield single. Long look for Miller as he now gets the sign, and House wants it on the inside corner to Del Chiaro. Pitch on the way. Low and outside, and he missed the spot completely. Ball 2. 2-1. Said time and time again about Brent Del Chiaro, it is tough to really get into a rhythm when you play once or twice a week, but Del is always up to the task. Sure, he's going to hit under 200, but he can come through with some big ones. 2-1 pitch. Swing a slow tapper towards short, cut off by the third baseman Sandberg. Porter will get to second, and the throw to first is thrown away. It goes out of play into the groundskeeping area, so play has to stop at the moment. Pauly scores from third base. Porter will be sent around third as well, and he will score. You do credit Del Chiaro, 1 run batted in, but it'll be a throwing error on the third baseman Sandberg that gets the Travs a 4-0 lead. Well, you got to credit Greg Porter with good base running, as he would have beaten the throw to second base anyway. A slow ground ball to the hole at short. Sandberg cut it off. He thought he had a chance to get the out at second. He did not. His throw to first was wild, right into the dirt. 1 run scored on the play. That was Pauly. Porter did come home, but now the umpires have conferred about this, and they say, well, Porter only gets 1 base, so he does not get to score. So it will not be 4-0. Instead, it's a 3-0 lead for the Travs. And again, you do credit Del Chiaro, a run batted in on the play. It'll be a fielder's choice for the third baseman, E5, and that's a pretty big throwing error, because Del Chiaro gets second base on the play, which means you do not have a force out at anywhere except first, so the infield will come in. And they're going to play for the out at home. Porter, the runner, at third. Del Chiaro at second. Eric Rodlin, the batter, trying to get some air under the ball. Here's a pitch for a strike, a slider down the pipe, 0-1. So it's 3-0 Travs. 4 consecutive batters have reached. 3 hits, 1 error. Rodlin made it 1-0 with a third inning leadoff homer. Driven in 9 on the year. Good solid contact hitter. This is a good spot for him. 0-1 is high and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Rodlin has only struck out 10 times this year, and he's a very good situational hitter. In a spot like this, you're just looking for a fly ball at the very least to bring home Porter from third and make it 4-0. And the 1-1 comes to Rodlin into the dirt, but House hits to the knees and blocks it. Ball 2. 2 balls, 1 strike. Rodlin with 1 sacrifice fly this year. Remember, he's more of a line drive, ground ball type hitter, but that homer he hit on the third was a very high fly. The 2-1 pitch is inside, ball 3. So Miller started him off with a curve, misses with the next 3 pitches, and falls behind 3-1. Dwayne Bacon on deck. And there's no way Miller wants to load the bases, although that would set up a force out everywhere. Into the stretch. Miller sets, and the pitch is a strike on the outside corner. He got the call on the backdoor curveball. And apparently the back door is open. So 3-2 on Rodlin, only 1 away. Left side of the infield is just to the cut of the grass. Right side of the infield, 1 step behind the baseline. A long look for Miller. He gets the sign. House wants it on the inside corner. Rodlin chokes up. Here it is. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slow curveball. And a rare strikeout of Eric Rodlin, especially in a situation where if he put the ball in play, there's a chance a run score. So that's the third strikeout for Miller, and a very big strikeout at that. Now his infield can relax and worry about retiring Dwayne Bacon. Bacon is 1 for 2. Hit a flare single in the first inning in a shallow right center, and Bacon was a strikeout victim in the third. He'll bat left-handed, choking up. Miller from the stretch. A fastball turns Bacon around. It's inside. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 runs home here in the fourth inning on an infield single by Porter, which would have been an extra base hit had first base not gotten in the way of that rocket off of Porter's bat. And then the error by the third baseman Sandberg brought home another run. 1-0 to Bacon, drops on the inside corner. Strike one with a big curve from Miller to even the count at 1-1. Wayne has driven in 7 runs this year. And remember, he does have a 3-run homer, so 3 of those RBIs on 1 swing of the bat. The pitch is low and outside. It's 2 balls and a strike. Sandberg is playing at the cut of the grass at third, trying to take away the possibility of a bunt for Bacon, and I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. Even with 2 outs, he still could surprise him and bring Porter in with a bunt hit. Here's the 2-1 pitch. He'll take it outside, 3-1. On deck is Aaron Peel. Peel would love a shot with the bases loaded. And remember, he drove in the winning run on Friday. The stretch and the 3-1 to Bacon. Swing and a foul at the plate. It bounces off the fence in front of the Arkansas dugout. And the count goes full, 3-2. So Bacon struck out his last time up, and I tell you what, Miller, if he wants a swinging third strike, he'll go to the curve. Into the stretch, and now the payoff to Bacon. It's a change-up, and it's popped up. Left side of the infield, Sandberg underneath it, reaching up with a glove. He's got it, and the Travs are down to the fourth. The Travelers, however, managed 2 runs on 3 base hits. There was 1 error and 2 men stranded. We'll go into the top of the 5th. Travelers 3, Hooks nothing on Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
My mother said, no daughter of mine is driving a truck. I'm an 18-wheeling, double-clutching lady truck driver. There's nothing else I'd rather be doing. BC powder is this trucker's best friend. My day starts at 4 a.m. and ends 12 hours later. Out here on the road, there's a million things that's happening at once. I take BC for stress headache, backache. I just can't pull over when my head's pounding. The reason I take BC is because it's fast and it works. I'm Carolyn from Asheboro, NC, and my pain reliever is BC.
Use direct. AgPro knows your patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
Bush isn't the disease. Bush is a symptom. Welcome to the cure. Air America, Little Rock, 1380 KDXE, North Little Rock.
Got discount tickets for Tuesday's game located at an area Exxon gas station. And then on Wednesday, it is our first free ticket night of the season. Pick up your discount tickets at an area Arby's restaurant and bring me some horsey sauce, will you? Game time 7 o'clock. 7:10 Tuesday and Wednesday. Gates will open at 6:10, and then the Travs have 2 days off, Thursday and Friday, before starting a quick road trip to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And tomorrow's game, Screaming Kids Day at Raywinter Field, 10:30 first pitch. The buses start arriving at 9:30, and we cannot take any more reservations. We are fully booked for School Kids Day, but if you're an adult and you feel like braving the ballpark, you can just pick up a discount ticket in the sports section of the Democrat Gazette. And that is for tomorrow's game. 3-0 Arkansas with the lead. Top 5, Jesse Smith with the first pitch of the inning. A called strike to Derek Nicholson on the outside corner. Nicholson, a left-hand batter, fly down in the third. Followed by John Fagan and Josh Anderson. Smith stranded 2 men in the 4th inning. Back to work with the 0-1. Nicholson swings very late and misses 0-2. High heat from Jesse Smith to get ahead. We'll have a look at the scores across the majors on this Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard inning. 2 finals, 1 from each league. It's an 0-2 count. Smith shakes one off, goes to the second. The pitch is on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. A 3-pitch strikeout for Jesse Smith. It's his 3rd strikeout of the game. And Nicholson walking back into the dugout, pointing to the plate umpire, Dirk Diggler, saying, well, I didn't think that was a strike. Then he pointed into the dugout. Not sure what he was saying, but the plate umpire shouted back, I think something like, get into the dugout. 1 away in the 5th inning, bringing up John Fagan. Into those final scores here. Washington defeats Pittsburgh 5-4, and the Pirates drop to 9-24. I think only the Kansas City Royals are worse than Pittsburgh. 2 good football cities, 2 awful baseball cities. John Fagan, the batter, fouls one off into the first base seats, and it's 0-1. O'Connor, the winner for the Nats. Zach Duke takes the loss. Jose Guillen hit a homer for the Nationals, and Chad Cordero with his 3rd save. Final score out of Toronto. The Blue Jays send the Angels to their 18th loss by a 3-1 final score. John Lackey went the distance, but takes his 3rd loss of the year. The batter now, Fagan, 0-1 pitch on the way. Fastball, strike 2, inside corner. And Smith ahead 0-2. Lackey, in 8 innings, surrendered only 6 hits. But one of them, a homer to his former teammate, Troy Gloss. Solo shot got things going for the Blue Jays in the 7th inning. A bunch of former Travs started in that game as well for the Angels, but only Sean Figgins collected a hit, and only 2 hits for the Angels today. Smith, a long look for the sign, now finds it. The wind up, the 0-2 to Fagan. Fastball, swing and a miss. He struck him out. And Fagan walks by the plate umpire now, and he says something to him as well. So Jesse Smith has now struck out 3 consecutive hitters and with 4 Ks on the game. He'll be going up against the top of the order now, Josh Anderson. Jesse only 2 strikeouts away from his season high established on April 26th when he struck out 6 San Antonio batters in a 2-1 win. Top of the order, Anderson, left-handed, is 0 for 2, and here's Smith's first delivery. It's a curveball for strike 1. 13 first pitch strikes for Jesse Smith out of the 20 men he has faced. The 0-1 to Anderson is grounded right to Rodlin at second. He's up with it clean. He's on with it to first. And it's a perfect 5th inning for Jesse Smith. The Hooks go down 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, and we're halfway through it. 3-0 Travelers on Air America, Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
You know, to become the best barbecue restaurant in Little Rock, it takes dedicated people like us here at the Pig and Chick that are willing to wake up with the pigs to make sure that we bring home the best of the best in them hogs. No, it's not the job for everyone, but you got to do what you got to do to make sure that every day is the best dang hog day ever. And here at the Pig and Chick, it's always the best. We slow cook our barbecues daily, making sure that it's lip-hugging good. Heck, we're known as the Great American Barbecue House here in Little Rock. We're also known around these parts as having the best dang catfish anywhere. So no matter what you're in the mood for, ribs, catfish, chicken, here at Pig and Chick, you'll always get the best meal in town. So come join us for lunch, dinner, or even let us cater your next event. Here at Pig and Chick, we take catering seriously, and we're going to make sure that your event is a huge success.
Pig in or pig out at Pig and Chick, located at 7824 JFK in Sherwood. Call us for takeout at 834-5456. And it's the same number for catering, 834-5456. Here at Pig and Chick, people start pigging out at 10:30 a.m. daily and don't stop till 9 p.m. Oh, by the way, did I mention the catfish?
emergency hotline. Can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir. What's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir. This is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Returning to Raywinder Field after the top of the 5th inning where the Corpus Christi Hooks went down in order. Arkansas Travelers with the lead, 3-0. And the Travs sent Aaron Peel to lead off the 5th against Josh Miller. Miller giving up a pair of runs in the 4th inning and 1 in the 3rd. Pitch to Peel is swung on and missed on a sharp slider. Miller does display a nice touch with the breaking balls today. The 0-1 on the way to Peel. And that's a strike at the letters on a fastball, 0-2. Peel is 0 for 2. He is grounded out to the left side twice, once to short, once to third. And Miller comes back with the 0-2. Peel takes high and outside. Leadoff man has been on base 3 of the 4 innings for the Travs. In case they can't get Peel on here, we've got Wood and Brown to follow. Now the 1-2 is low. A change-up. Peel takes 2 balls, 2 strikes. We'll get to those games in progress around the majors shortly. Later tonight, you'll have the Reds at the Diamondbacks. Gabe Williams and El Duque will be the pitchers. 2-2 to Peel. A low change-up, ball 3. Giants at the Phillies today. Matt Morris will try for his 3rd win. John Lieber is 1-4 for the Phils. Phillies have played some great ball. They've won 8 straight. 3-2 count. Here's the pitch to Peel. Hit him. Hit him with a pitch on the left shoulder. So the leadoff man is aboard for the 4th time out of 5 innings. Traveler batters have now been hit by 21 pitches this season. And Aaron Peel has now tied David Gate for the team lead in getting plunked. That's the 5th pitch that has hit Peel this year. Somewhat of a baseball magnet he is. Here's Brandon Wood. Wood tapped to the mound of the 1st, grounded to short in the 3rd inning, hitting 278 at the start of the game. Throw to first. Peel dives back in just ahead of the throw. Close one. I like the way Aaron Peel plays the game of baseball. He can hit. He can throw the ball pretty well. Good fielder, but on the base pass, he's a little bit of an adventure, especially on pickoffs. First pitch to Wood. Swung on, a high fly, deep right field. Sent to the warning track. Might have room. He does. And he gloves it right in front of the billboard in right center. So Wood was just a little bit behind that ball. Otherwise, he would have had full extension, as we like to say. And had a good chance of driving it out of the ballpark. But instead, there's a little bit of warning track power there. 1 away in the 5th inning, and Wood 0 for 3. Hill had to hold it first. And now standing in is Matt Brown. Getting to the scores. Bottom of the 1st at Dodger Stadium. Milwaukee nothing. Dodgers nothing. San Diego gets up on the Cubs in the bottom of the 1st, 1-0. Houston and Colorado tied in the 5th, 1-1. Jason Lane homered for the Astros, his 7th. Stretch, throw to first. Peel is back. The starting pitcher for the Astros today is Fernando Nieve, and Nieve had started last year with the Corpus Christi Hooks and was called up to AAA about halfway through the season. Nieve and Urban Santana were matched up in a couple of outstanding games, and both those pitchers are now starring in the major leagues. Stretch by Miller. Runner goes. Brown takes low. House's throw to second is right on the money, but Peel is in there with a stolen base. That was a good throw by J.R. House. But Aaron Peel was running on a curveball, which, of course, takes a longer time to get to the catcher's mitt. And just barely beats the throw into second. So for Peel, his 2nd steal of the season. Brown has a duck on the pond, and there is action in the Corpus Christi bullpen. They got a left-hander loosening up. Brown lined out to right field in the 1st, grounded out to 3rd base in the 4th. Batting in the 5th now, trying to make it a 4-0 score. The 1-0 pitch, a check swing, foul ball at the plate. He was pulled a little bit by the curveball, and it is 1-1. Well, now it's Colorado 4 and Houston 1 in the bottom of the fifth. Todd Helton hit a 3-run homer in the fifth inning for the Rockies. Final score out of Shea Stadium. Braves pound the Mets 13-3. John Smoltz wins on 3 days rest. Got homers from Jeff Brancourt and Brian Jordan. Carlos Beltran deep for the Mets. And we have a Jose Lima appearance for New York. Takes the loss. Here's a 1-1 to Brown. Inside, jackknifed away, ball 2. 2-1. In the American League, Boston over Baltimore in the 7th, 10-3 at Fenway Park. Jason Varitek has hit his second home run. Kansas City and the White Sox a 2-2 score in the 8th. Both runs for the White Sox coming on solo homers by Graffinino and Emil Brown. Brown waiting. It's a 2-1 count. Miller checks, field at second. Second baseman Bonifay backs off. The pitch is fouled at the plate, a fastball at the hands, and it's 2-2. Yankees over Texas, 8-3, Bono 7th in Arlington. Hideki Matsui went deep, his 5th. Minnesota has doubled up Detroit in the bottom of the 8th inning, 4-2. Luis Castillo, a home run for the Twins, and Maglio Ordonez for the surprising Tigers. Ordonez with his 9th of the year. A 2-2 count to Brown, only one away, and Espino on deck. The pitch is low and outside on a slider for Miller, and it's a full count. Two other scores, Tampa Bay nothing, Oakland nothing in the second. Cleveland nothing, Seattle nothing also in the second. Here in Little Rock, it's 3-0 Arkansas in the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes on Matt Brown, 1 away. Teal went off getting hit by a pitch, stole second. The payoff on the way, Brown takes a curve and low and away, ball 4. And another man on base here in the 5th inning for the Travs, put on by Josh Miller, the pitcher. The first walk from Miller today, but the second man he's put on base this inning with the hit back from Peel. The pitcher warming up in the pen for the Hooks is left-hander Blake Allen. And so Miller, who has been sitting on 4 wins for the last couple of starts, may not make it through the 5th. Speedo, the batter, he is 2 for 2. Couple of singles, including one on the infield his last time up. Pitch on the way. Into the dirt, blocked by House. Bounces in front of them. Runners hold. 1 ball, no strikes on Speedo. Speedo reached on an infield single in the 4th inning. And just to tell you how much of a little double clutch can cost a fielder, Zobrist, the shortstop, fielded the ball cleanly but had trouble getting it out of his mitt. And that cost him the out. Now, if Speedo does not reach on that single, the Travs do not score in the 4th inning. But Speedo did beat the throw, and the Travs went on for a 2-run rally. Time called by the Corpus Christi bench. Joe Slusarski, the pitching coach, out of the mound. A chat with Miller. Miller, an interesting story, a 32nd round pick by the Phillies out of NC State in 2001. He's never really been given a chance to separate himself from the remaining pitchers in the Phillies organization. He had been relegated to bullpen duty for 3 years. Spent 2002 as a closer in the Florida State League and had a pretty good season, but the next year relegated to mop-up duty at AA Reading, and the Phillies released him just before the start of the 04 season. So he spent 2004 with New Jersey, the Jackals in the Northeastern League and Independent Circuit, and most of 2005 in Bridgeport, Connecticut, in another independent league, the Atlantic League. So he certainly appreciates the chance that the Astros have given him in his first full year with the Astros AA team. Slusarski left him on the mound. Miller from the stretch wheels around to second and holds onto the ball. Peel, the runner at second, giving him a little bit of pause. 1 out, Speedo waiting for the pitch. And here it is, outside, ball 2. And you know, when you have a pitcher such as Miller and give him that second chance, and sometimes it takes a 3rd and 4th chance for somebody to get to the major league, so might not be the way Miller does so. Here's a 2-0 to Speedo. Swinging a high fly ball, deep right field, way back, get out of here. 3-run homer for Speedo. The Travs have broken it out, 6-0 on Speedo's 4th of the year. About 4/5 of the way up the screen, monster Speedo sitting on a 2-0 changeup, and he pokes it over the high right field fence. Now with 11 RBIs on the season, Speedo is yet another Traveler player to collect 4 home runs. They've hit 37 on the season now, leading the league. Five different Travs have collected 4 or more home runs already this season. And this is going to be it for Josh Miller. Miller came into this game allowing just 1 home run. And let's take it even further back. Before his last start against the Travelers on May 1st, Miller had not allowed a home run in his first 24 innings. And now, in 10 innings against the Travs, Miller has allowed 4 home runs. Folks, your Travs are a power-hitting team this year. That's it for Miller. The Hooks bring out the hook, and it's a call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Turn a double play with AT&T Yahoo high-speed internet. Make calls and access the net at the same time using just one line. Check it out online at thenewatt.com. The new AT&T, your world delivered. The new pitcher, left-hander Blake Allen. Travs leading 6-0 in the 5th. We'll be back after 60 seconds on Air America, Little Rock 1380, KDXE.
Kirk Woolsey, we happen to know that you are the world's worst backseat driver, which means, Kirk, that you like to be in control. So check out ATT.com. You can see all our best deals, like 12 months of true high-speed internet for just $12.99 a month when you order online. If you switch from your old cable company, you can get 3 months free. And with AT&T Account Manager, you can see your account activity, add services, and pay your bills online, all in one place. So that's Kirk's world. For everybody who's not Kirk, if ATT.com can deliver online control to him, it can do the same for you. Switch to the new AT&T at ATT.com, and you'll be in the driver's seat, as long as you're not riding with Kirk. SBC is now the new AT&T. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Faster levy charges reset and universal to the cost recovery Fiesta. High-speed internet will credit applied after 3 months paid service and excludes FUSF cost recovery and other fees. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-416-6471 toll-free or visit att.com/offer details. Not available in all areas.
Now the Travs have scored 6 runs over the last 3 innings, and they're still not even complete here in the 5th. Only 1 out. Jason Espedo's 3-run homer knocks the starting pitcher Josh Miller from the game, and the Hooks manager Dave Clark brings out a left-hander. Blake Allen will take it for the time being. Allen, 6'2", 200-pounder. He is 24 years old from Humboldt, Tennessee. And Allen has appeared in 9 previous games with 1 win, no losses, and an earned run average sitting at .420. First man he faces is left-handed batting Matt Pauley. Pitch on the way to Pauley, and it's a strike on the right down the middle of the plate, 0-1. Pauley flat out in the 2nd and singled and scored in the 4th. Allen working quickly with the 0-1 pitch, and a check swing. It was low and away. They'll appeal to 3rd. Lander said he didn't go. 1 ball, 1 strike on Pauley. On deck, Greg Porter. So Allen, a left-hander, brought on to face 3 lefties in Pauley, Porter, and then Rodland if Del Chiaro reaches. The pitch is a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. We saw Allen a few times last year out of the bullpen for the Hooks. Appeared in 16 games with Corpus Christi, 10 out of the pen. The 1-2 to Pauley is low and away, and a 2-2 count. Allen, a 19th round pick in the AAA phase of the Rule 5 draft out of the Cleveland Indians organization. And here's a 2-2 on the way to Pauley. Swing and a ground ball slow to the hole at second. Bonifay ranges to his left, has plenty of time to get to it. And he'll throw to first, retiring Matt. Matt now 1 for 3 in his AA debut. This will bring Greg Porter to the plate. Porter has peppered the ball to first base twice. One time gloved by the first baseman Fagan. The other time he hit a solid rocket off the first base bag. If the bag didn't get in the way, it would have been a 2-run double for Porter, but instead it was a 1-run single. First pitch, swing and a miss. Bat wasn't quite long enough, and the count is 0-1. 3 runs home here in the 5th on Espedo's homer. Pitch to Porter, check swing. Plate umpire says he went around. And that is strike 2. Porter asks for the base umpire to give it a little help, but the plate umpire says he didn't need any. So it's an 0-2 count to Porter, and Allen looking to complete the 5th inning. Hand over head windup and the pitch. Swinging a high fly, shallow right, more of a pop-up. Second baseman Bonifay, ranging in a foul territory, gives way to the right fielder Pence. Pence down to a knee and makes the catch while on the foul line, and the fifth inning is complete. The Travelers, however, scored 3 runs on only 1 hit. Jason Espito's 3-run homer, and he's 3 for 3, by the way. The Travelers take a 6-0 lead into the 6th inning on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KTXE.
At Gary Eubanks and Associates, you've heard us talk about what we bring to the table. You ask what that means to you. Well, these verdicts and settlements are real results we've achieved for our clients, as large as $19 million for one case. While facts differ and results vary on each case, you should put this experience on your side. Insurance companies notice, and that creates settlement. And remember, at Gary Eubanks and Associates, we'll win your case, or you don't owe us a dime.
1, 2, 3. We're at the supermarket checking out shopping lists.
Oh, here's mine.
Let's see. Milk, cheese, yogurt, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, do I win?
Well, actually, you probably lose.
What?
Lose inches.
Oh.
These studies show that people following a proper reduced-calorie diet that included 3 servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt every day had better weight loss results and trimmed more from their waistline than if they just cut calories alone. So eat 3 cool, creamy servings of milk, cheese, or yogurt a day.
Wow, I consider that a win.
Have you had your 3 today?
Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cashback, airline miles, or merchandise points, and you'll never pay an annual fee. For limited time, we'll give you 1,000 reward points, and you'll get a low 6.9% annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. For details, call Arkansas Federal Credit Union at 982-1000 or apply online at ascu.org. Arkansas Federal, the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We go to the top of the 6th inning here at Raywinder Field, and the Travs have broken it out to a 6-0 lead over the Corpus Christi Hooks. Jesse Smith, meanwhile, has done an outstanding job on the mound for the Travs, holding Corpus Christi to only 2 hits, both of them singles. No Corpus Christi runner has advanced to third against Smith in his 5 innings. He struck out 4, walked only 1. And meanwhile, the Travs offense was busted out for 6 runs on 7 base hits. Smith has only thrown 65 pitches, and so he has plenty of time to get into the 7th inning today. Should have no trouble as long as he continues pitching as he has been, getting ahead of batters. Remember, he has thrown 13 first-pitch strikes to the 20 men he has faced, actually 19 men that he has faced. Ben Zobrist leads off the 6th. He's batting in the 2 slot and has taken a first-pitch strike twice. Pitch here, he rips it over the first baseman's head for a base hit. Espito hustling over towards the line to pick it up, and here goes Zobrist into second base with a stand-up double. Well, after you continue to throw first-pitch strikes, and they haven't been first-pitch curveballs, Smith has been going more or less with the fastball in the first pitch, challenging batters to swing at it. Well, sooner or later, they're going to catch up. They did swing at it, and that may force Smith to change his approach a little bit. Not necessarily that he doesn't want to throw a first-pitch fastball, but maybe varying where he's putting it, because a few of them have come right down the middle. For Zobrist, it's his first hit of the game, his 8th double of the year. Third base hit for the Hooks. Hunter Pence stands in. He's 0 for 2, a couple of flyouts. Smith starts off with a fastball inside, and it is a 1-0 count on the 3-hitter Pence, who's hit 6 homers and driven in 24. Leadoff man reaching for the Hooks for the first time today. So it certainly is important to see how Jesse Smith works with that. Here's the 1-0. Fouled back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. On deck, J.R. House. So Jesse trying to get through the meat of the order here. They handled Pence and House in each of their previous 2 at-bats. 1 ball, 1 strike. Smith from the stretch, nobody out, takes a glance at Zobrist. And the pitch on the way, a low fastball, ball 2. Wichita is leading Frisco at the moment by a 2-0 score there in the bottom of the 4th. at Lawrence Dumont Stadium. Oh, pardon me, that's at the Dr. Pepper Ballpark. I don't think they call it Dr. Pepper 7-Up Park anymore, but it's still the soda bottle one way or the other. Wichita, the last place team in the North. 3.5 and back at third place Arkansas. 2-1 to Pence. Swinging a chopper to Brown at third. Nice stab of the backhand. His throw across is right on the money. Zobrist holds at second base, and there's one away in the sixth. Brown wasn't quite sure whether to charge the ball or hang back. The ball was hit pretty well by Pence, skipping along that third base grass, right where it usually takes a bad hop in one of the cabbage patch areas, and it took a weird hop on Brown, but he was able to stab it, just reaching out with a backhand play. Really nice job there by Brown. Standing in now is House, and House is 0 for 2. Smith caught him looking in the first, and induced a ground out in the fourth inning. 6-0, Travelers leading top 6 here at Ray Winder Field. House, right-hand batter, start of the game hitting .330. Pitch on the way. Curveball looped over the shortstop. Peel charges from left, cannot make the catch. Plays it on a bounce. Zobrist had to hold at second. He tries for third and gets in there safely, sliding ahead of the throw. So a little flare single for J.R. House. Only able to move Zobrist up to third base. Bonifay standing in, and he is 1 for 2. Lined out to right in the second, singled to right in the fourth. So Bonifay's approach today has been going the opposite way. Infield playing for 2. It turned 34 on the season. Smith has had 2 double plays turned behind him on the year. At the corners, the runners, Zobrist and House. And here's a pitch to Bonifay. Curveball, strike one. There's a nice pitch there by Jesse Smith. Batter's expecting a first pitch fastball. Smith crosses him up and gets ahead. Bonifay has driven in 23 runs this year. He has bounced into 2 double plays. The 0-1 from Smith. Swinging a line drive over first base, fair down the right field line. It'll score Zobrist easily, and House on his way to third. The stop sign put up, coasting at his second, Bonifay. A stand-up double, and now the throw comes in from right field a little bit late. House may have had a chance to score, but he held at third. So it's second and third, 1 run in for Jorge Cortez. And the hooks are starting to get to Jesse Smith a little bit here in the 6th inning. 3 base hits in this inning. Smith had only allowed 2 hits over his first 5 frames worked. Still a 5-run lead for the Travs, so it certainly is very comfortable. Remember, we did see a 5-run lead evaporate in the 7th inning on Friday against San Antonio. The Travs came back and won anyway. Cortez, the batter, rounded down to the second, walked in the fourth. Infield hangs back except Brown. He's off the line at third, playing up a little. Pitch on the way to Cortez. Swung and fouled it into the picnic patio down the left field line. And it is 0-1 to the left fielder Cortez. He's batting .195 on the season. Smith walked Cortez the last side of the plate after getting ahead 0-2. Back to the stretch, Smith. A glance at House. The pitch is popped up. That'll do a nice job. Shortstop Wood backing up. And it is Peel calling him off. Peel makes the catch. House will fake the tag and hold. Good idea because Peel fired right to Polly in the infield. And there's 2 away. Nice job by Smith. Gets Cortez to pop up. If he got that fly ball even 20 further feet into the outfield, there's a good chance House may have attempted to score. And now coming up to the plate is Jared Sandberg. Sandberg stranded a couple of men in the 4th inning when he struck out swinging. He grounded out of the 2nd, leaving no one on base. Jesse will work from the stretch. 6-1 Travs. Top 6, 1 run in, 2 on, 2 out. And here's Smith's delivery. A slider off the plate outside, 1-0. Sandberg has driven in 7 on the season. One RBI against the Travs on a solo homer last week. Smith behind 1-0. He's ready, kicks, delivers. Sandberg accepts a strike at the knees. Evens the count at 1-1. One ball, one strike. Smith slowing things down, trying to stay as comfortable as he can. The pitch on the way to Sandberg. Ground ball right to second. Rodlin fields it cleanly. He'll throw to first, and that keeps the Hooks to just one run in the sixth. They needed a lot more. One run, 3 hits, 2 men left. Jesse Smith has pitched the Travs to a 6-1 lead. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning on Air America, Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
At one time or another, we all want to change the world in which we live, make it a better place. Introducing the new ITT Tech School of Criminal Justice. At ITT Tech, we now teach the fundamentals of the criminal justice system, along with the technology to help respond to and prevent crime. ITT Technical Institute School of Criminal Justice, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discount you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Sand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northwood, Illinois.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back to Raywinter Field in Little Rock, Arkansas. The Arkansas Travelers 6, the Corpus Christi Hooks 1. Hooks used Blake Allen to get out of the 5th inning, allowing no runs, no hits, no men reach against them. So Allen just faces those 2 batters and gives way to John Skaggs here for the 6th. Skaggs, who had some trouble throwing strikes when the Travs saw him last week, stands 6'5", weighs 225. Walked 20 batters in 18 in the 3rd inning, so that also goes along with 20 strikeouts. So got the strikeout numbers. Brent Del Chiaro will lead it off for the Travs here in the 6th inning, followed by Eric Rodlin and Dwayne Bacon. Skaggs ERA 6.38. This will be the 11th game he appears in. Hard throw with a good curve, but has a lot of trouble throwing strikes. Pitch on the way to Dell, and he fouls it into the third base seats on the ground. Strike 1. Del Chiaro is 0 for 2, though he did reach on a fielder's choice throwing error in the 4th inning that chased home a run, so he does get credit for an RBI. The 0-1 comes, and he grounds to third base. Sandberg right there behind the bag. Takes his time, flips across, and Del Chiaro is out, number 1. Stepping up to the plate next, Eric Rodlin. Rodlin got the Travs offense going today with a leadoff homer in the 3rd. His first home run of the year. And now all of the regular starting 9 have hit a home run this year for the Travs. Pitch on the way. Rodlin sends a high fly straight away center, but Anderson is there. Stripping back a few feet, he'll make the catch. And the lazy fly ball turns into out number 2. So Skaggs has come in, thrown 3 pitches and got 2 quick outs. Quite different from when we saw Skaggs last week. Enter the game with the bases loaded, holding on to a 3-run lead. He walked 3 batters to force in 3 runs. And although the Travs would take an eventual lead on a Mike Elward bases-loaded 2-run double, the Hooks would win it in 12 anyway. Dwayne Bacon is the batter, and he takes a strike. Bacon is 1 for 3. Still switch hitting from the left side. He is singled in the first, struck out in the third, and popped up in the fourth. Sandberg up at third base to guard the bunt. Skaggs from the stretch. Here it is. Inside corner, curveball, strike 2. Starter Josh Miller charged with 6 runs, all earned on 7 hits and a walk in 4 in the third inning. Second shortest appearance of the year for Miller as a starter. 0-2 to Bacon. Swinging a chopper to first base. Waiting for Fagan. He'll underhand flip to Allen for the out at first base. Actually, it's Skaggs for the out at first. And the Travelers go down in order for the first time on this Sunday afternoon. 6 innings in the books. Go to the 7th. Travelers 6, Hooks 1 on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE.
When you're over your head in debt, you really pay for it. Late fees, service charges, over-the-limit penalties, but Care One Credit Counseling Services can help change all that. Just call them now at 1-800-676-9604. Agencies offering Care One Credit Counseling work to get those extra charges waived, interest rates lowered, even help consolidate your bills into one lower monthly payment. Their average clients save 30% in payments every month. Best of all, Care One counselors are dedicated to helping consumers, not hassling them. You're always treated with respect. So stop paying extra for falling behind. Start getting ahead today with Care One. Call now for your personal debt analysis at 1-800-676-9604. Licensing details are available. Get out of debt and get on with your life. Gather your bills and call Care One now. 1-800-676-9604. That's 1-800-676-9604. Call Care One now. 1-800-676-9604.
During the week, I'm a mechanic. John Martin, Max Lake Motor Oil user. On the weekends, we race off-road, and I end up working on cars there, too. I've got an old truck I drive to the races. The engine really used to smoke when I started it up. Max Lake Oil greatly reduced the smoke. 198,000 miles, and she's still going. Valvoline Max Life Motor Oil has added ingredients that reduce oil burnoff by conditioning engine seals. At 75,000, time to switch to Max Life.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We get into the top of the 7th inning, and it's Arkansas leading 6-1 over Corpus Christi. Texas League Baseball on Air America Little Rock 1380 KDXE is brought to you by Arkansas Federal Credit Union. Choose your reward with Arkansas Federal's new Platinum Rewards MasterCard. Cash back, airline miles, merchandise points, and you never pay an annual fee. For a limited time, you'll get 1,000 reward points and get a low 6.9 annual percentage rate for the life of balance transfers. If you want some details on Arkansas Federal Credit Union, call 982-1000 or apply online at afcu.org. Arkansas Federal Credit Union is the official credit union of the Arkansas Travelers and the sponsor of the Texas League All-Star Game, which will be played here at Raywinder Field on June the 20th. Tickets go on sale Tuesday, $8 box seats. No kids box seat tickets. They'll be all $8 for a box seat. Jesse Smith back on the mound here in the 7th. Derek Nicholson sends the first pitch over to left fielder Aaron Peel's head, picks it up off the wall, fires into second base, and a head-first dive for Nicholson to get ahead of the throw. It is a double for Nicholson, and it's the 4th hit out of the last 8 men that Jesse Smith has faced. And out of those 4 hits, 3 of them are doubles. This will bring John Fagan to the plate. By the way, the other ticket prices will be $6 general admission adults, $3 general admission for kids for the Texas League All-Star Game, June 20th. And again, the tickets will go on sale on Tuesday. You can buy them at the Raywinder Field box office. Call us up at 664-1555. If you're a season ticket holder, you already get your ticket to the All-Star Game as part of your package. John Fagan is the batter. Handcuffed on a fastball. He fouls it away, and it's 0-1. Fagan is singled in the 3rd, struck out in the 5th. Nobody working in the Traveler bullpen, though it seems that soon somebody will begin to stir. Smith in 6+ innings has allowed 6 base hits, 1 run. It is earned. 4 strikeouts, just 1 walk. It's another game for Jesse Smith, keeping the Travs in a game with a chance to win. 0-1 the count. And the pitch on the way. Fagan fouls it over the first base dugout. It hits the chicken wire and rolls back down to the plate umpire, and it's 0-2. Fagan's been late swinging on each of these pitches. When Smith started at San Antonio April 26th, he knew he had to go and throw no less than 7 innings. The Travelers bullpen had been overworked the previous 2 days. Really, there weren't many available pitchers. What does Smith do? 7 innings of shutout ball, leading the Travs to a 2-1 victory. Got a 2-run homer from Brandon Wood for all the offense. 0-2 to Fagan. Swinging a tip off the catcher's mitt, and he'll stay alive. Second time out for Smith during this last stretch. May 1st. It's another game where the Travs needed to get 7 innings out of him because they had played 12 innings just 2 days before. And the bullpen was taxed. It could not rely on, not a matter of relying on anybody, but it's just the pitchers, the relievers had already thrown too many pitches the day before, 2 days before, so it had to go 7 innings. He did so. A little different today. 0-2 to Fagan. Fouled off the first base roof, and that's 4 consecutive fouls by Fagan. Still an 0-2 count. Trav's bullpen right now, however, not very, I wouldn't say tired. I mean, only had to work 3 innings on Friday, had yesterday off. And so the bullpen is well rested, but yet Smith is 3 outs away from pitching 7 innings for the 3rd consecutive game. It looks like this 7th may be the toughest one. He gave up a run on 3 hits in the 6th inning. Leadoff double by Nicholson here in the 7th. Now, fighting with Fagan, 4 consecutive foul balls. Smith glances at the runner, now delivers another 0-2, and it hits a shortstop, a slow ground ball that will not move the runner up. Wood charges, gloves, and throws on the run for the out. Nicholson holds. One away in the 7th inning. Bringing us to the top of the Corpus Christi order for the 4th time. Josh Anderson standing in. Anderson has a 10-game hit streak on the line. Here's 2 ground outs to second base and a fly out to center field. Infield shifts a little bit. Brown way off at third. Plays more towards the hole at shortstop. Wood plays up the middle. Rodlin normal depth second. Polly off the line at first. Even. Outfield straight away and shallow in left and center. Smith ready, facing the left-handed Anderson. Pitch on the way. Strike called over the outside corner. Got a fastball in there for a strike, and there's 0-1. The Oaks have only been able to bring 1 man in from second base today. They've had 6 men reach second today. The count 0-1. Pitch is hit hard up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Nicholson around third, and he's going to score to make it 6-2. Bacon flips to second base, keeping Anderson at first. Anderson's RBI single extends his hit streak to 11 games. And that's one thing Anderson does very well is hit balls right over the mound. Even a low fastball that may have been inside a little bit, he still has those quick hands and hits a sharp ground ball on the right side of the mound. And had no problem getting into center field. So for Anderson, his 10th RBI of the year. Cuts the Traveler lead to 4. And the bullpen begins to stir. We'll slowly get somebody warming up shortly. 1 away in the 7th. That last trip through the order for Smith equaled 5 base hits. 9 batters faced, 5 base hits allowed. Del Chiaro walks to the mound for a talk with Jesse. And Aaron Pullen has begun to loosen up in the bullpen. 6-2 score for the Travs, but Arkansas has seen the lead dwindle down each of the last 2 innings. 6-0 in the 5th after Espito's 3-run homer. But now it is 6-2. And with Anderson leading away, and remember, he's stolen 9 bases, you get the sense he will try to steal here. Good lead. Stretch, the batter's Zobrist. Batting left-handed. Pitch on the way. He's running. It is outside corner for a strike. The throw is a good one. Not in time. Good throw by Del Chiaro. It was right of the money, but Anderson did beat the throw. 10th steal for Anderson, and it ties him with Dwayne Bacon for the league lead. But Jesse got ahead with a pitch over the outside corner to Zobrist. Zobrist doubled and scored in the sixth. He is 1 for 3. He's been hitting the ball hard to right field all game. So Espino in right field probably should be ready. If Zobrist collects another base hit, the Hooks will be down by 3, and they'll be right back in the game. It's just the 7th inning. This one not salted away, folks. Smith ready. And the 0-1 to Zobrist is a strike on the low outside corner, and Jesse leads the count 0-2. Each team with 7 hits, each team with 1 error. Travs had the bigger hit. Smith turns away from the mound, forcing Anderson back to second. Travs have hit 2 home runs today, equaling 4 runs, and there's the difference. It's a 4-run lead for the Travs on those 2 homers. 0-2 to Zobrist from Smith. Got him looking on the inside corner. Strike 3 called. His 5th strikeout of the afternoon. Great sequence there by Jesse Smith. Hit the low inside corner, the outside corner, and the inside corner again. Out of the 5 strikeouts for Jesse Smith, 3 have been on a called third strike. And remember, this Corpus Christi team has disagreed with the plate umpire strike zone a few times today. It's Hunter Pence standing in. He's 0 for 3. 2 flyouts and a ground out. And at second base. Big pitch here. It is fouled straight back, 0-1. So Smith gets ahead again. Pence hit a hard chopper his last at-bat in the 6th inning. Matt Brown made a nice stab of the ball and threw him out. This will be Smith's final inning. Holding on to a 6-2 lead. 1 out to go to get through this frame. Del Chiara wants it on the inside corner, and it is fouled straight back. A good pitch right on the hands of Hunter Pence. Batter paid attendance announced at 3,010, which is very good here in Little Rock for a Sunday afternoon, especially without the sun poking through the clouds all that much. We got a couple of patches of blue skies, but it's mostly been cloudy. Stretch by Smith. It's 0-2. The pitch to Pence is into the dirt, blocked by Del Chiaro, and that'll keep Anderson at second base. He wanted third, however. 1 ball, 2 strikes. You also got to give credit to Brent Del Chiaro. Del catching in his 8th game, and has really done a nice job. Though he hasn't thrown anybody out on the bases. 2 steals against him. Called a nice game. He and Jesse Smith worked very well. 1-2 count. Smith delivers to Pence. Curveball, and it's fouled over the first base roof. And we'll stay at 1-2. Smith grabs a little rosin. Toes the rubber once again on the first base side. Infield is deep. Polly not guarding the line, but about 5 feet off. Deep at first. Outfield straight away for Pence. The belt. Smith pitch. Inside he hit him. Got him on the wrist, and Pence is in pain as he jogs to first base. Gripping his right wrist, and Pence is shaking that wrist now. We learned, I believe it was a couple of years ago, when Jason Stein was a plate umpire and a crew chief in the Texas League. He was hit by a foul ball in the wrist, and he made it worse by continuously shaking his hand back and forth, and that basically dislodged a bone, which had been cracked. So if your wrist is hurting you because something, smashed into it, probably the last thing you want to do is shake your hand back and forth. Pence is getting checked on by Jamie Snodgrass, the Corpus Christi trainer. He'll be okay. And so they will let Pence stay in the game. You never like to see a batter getting hit by a pitch with 2 strikes. So Smith had only walked 1 man. And makes a mistake here in the 7th inning, putting Pence on base. And that's going to be it for Jesse. Here comes Tyrone Boykin out of the dugout. J.R. House is scheduled to bat next for Corpus. Boykin crosses the first base line, points out to Pullen, and he's going to pull Jesse Smith from the game. So Jesse's unable to go the 7 innings, but for the third consecutive start, he pitches a very good game. Just seemed to tire a little bit in the last 2 frames. He leaves after going 6 2/3, holding Corpus Christi to 7 base hits, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 5 strikeouts. So far, 2 runs, both earned. He'll be responsible for both the base runners. It's a call to the bullpen brought to you by the new AT&T. Save a bundle on services from AT&T, such as high-speed internet, satellite television, voice services, and wireless. The new AT&T, your world delivered. Aaron Pullen is in from the bullpen. We'll take a 60-second break. Right after this, we'll be back for the remainder of the top of the 7th on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
This is for Laura. Laura, what's up with those CDs you borrowed from Mariana and never gave back, huh? Listen, if you need music, sign up with the new AT&T. Get digital satellite TV so you can watch concerts, and high-speed internet so you can get the music you want fast. And give Mariana her CDs back. All that, plus local and long distance for under $90. So that's Laura's world. For everybody that's not Laura, if we can deliver options to her, we can deliver the right plan for you, too. Digital satellite TV, high-speed internet, and local and long distance for under $90. Add Singular Wireless and save even more. Call 1-800-PICK-ATT or visit thenewatt.com today. Oh, and Mariana, you're welcome. SBC, now joined with AT&T, proud sponsor of the 2006 U.S. Olympic team. The new AT&T, your world, delivered.
Taxes, other charges, and the Federal Universal Service cost recovery fee extra. For details of additional charges, restrictions, and requirements, call 1-866-270-0397 toll-free or visit att.com/bundle details. Not available in all areas.
Aaron Pullen enters the game in a critical juncture in the 7th inning with the Travs lead down to 4 runs. They'd have a 6-run lead after the 5th inning. Pullen inherits 2 men on base, and Jesse Smith leads. Pullen will be facing J.R. House. House, one of the top hitters in the league, although he is scuffling recently. 1 for 3 today. And House, 6 hits in his last 38 at-bats. No RBIs during the stretch. He's got 2 men on, first and second. Anderson and Pence are the base runners. Good speed at second, decent speed at first. House, right-hander, Pullen from the stretch. Pitch on the way to House. Swing and a miss on a slider, 0-1. Pullen makes his 10th appearance of the year. All out of the pen. His record 1-0, and ERA at 4.40. When Aaron last appeared in a game, he had the tying run up at the plate against Pence and House. He ended the game getting House to fly out to right. The 0-1. Slider outside, 1 ball, 1 strike. And so that was 6 days ago that Pullen last appeared in a game, so he should be good and rested. Aaron did have to work pretty hard over the course of a week, appearing in 3 games in just 6 days. Into the stretch, Pullen. And the native of Midland, Texas, to the plate with a slider outside, and it is 2-1. Pullen has surrendered 15 hits in 14 in the 3rd inning, a .278 average against. Has given up 3 home runs, 6 walks, 7 strikeouts. Forced out at first, second, or third. Pullen is ready with a 2-1 count. The kick and the pitch. Fastball popped out of play over the first base seat. And it is 2-2 on House. The line on Smith is not yet complete. 6 2/3 innings, allowing 7 hits, 1 walk, 1 hit batter, 5 strikeouts. As of now, 2 runs charged to Smith, and he is responsible for Anderson and Pence. But Pullen could keep it a 4-run game with 1 more strike. He is ready. And the pitch on the way to House. Swinging a foul ball on the ground outside third. Still 2-2. Pullen, in his 2nd year of the Travs, saved 5 games last year. And you don't expect him to take this game into the 9th today. Of course, that would depend on how effective he is. But the Travs are searching for a dependable setup man for Rich Thompson. And perhaps Pullen could be that guy. Here's the 2-2 to House. Swinging a pop-up. Got him with a slider. First base side, foul territory. Pauly coming in underneath it. He's got it, and the inning is over. Nice job by Aaron Pullen. He strands 2. So for the Hooks in the 7th inning, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, 2 men left. We'll stretch him at Ray-Winder Field. Travelers 6, Hooks 2 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Sid Gutierrez had a childhood much like you'd expect growing up in 1960s New Mexico. A lot of sun, a lot of sky, and a lot of dreams about what you might be when you grow up. After school, many of Sid's friends went on to work for local factories and businesses. Some moved away, but none moved as far away as Sid. Sid Gutierrez is recognized as the first Hispanic to pilot a space shuttle, and he's a member of the International Space Hall of Fame. But before he went into space, he went to Webster University. I'm Bob Costas, member of the board of Webster University. All Webster campuses around the world share the same belief. Education is more than just a degree. It's real knowledge for real-world success.
Here's the wind-up pitch on the way, and you can catch the Travs online at www.travs.com. The Arkansas Travelers have one of minor league baseball's most user-friendly websites with easy access to Travs game stories, up-to-date stats, and Texas League standings. You'll be informed about the Travs online at travs.com. Purchase tickets, Travs souvenirs, listen to the game. Hey, if you could buy hot dogs and popcorn on the website, it'd be like coming to the old ballpark. See us online, www.travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
We sang them, we stretched them, taken out to the ball game. As always, a tradition at Ray Winder Field like none other. Yours truly gets to sing, and if you would care to join us anytime, come out to the ballpark, look up, and don't forget to root for the Travelers. We do not root for the home team here. The home team is the Travelers, and unless you're an umpire, you say root for the Travelers. 6-2 Arkansas at the bottom of the 7th inning, and John Skaggs remains in the game for the Corpus Christi Hooks. A solid job in the 6th inning, retiring the Travs in order for the first time today. Aaron Peel leads off the 7th inning, takes a Skaggs curveball under the knees, and it is 1-0. Peel, Wood, and Brown are the scheduled hitters here in the 7th. Skaggs delivers the 1-0 to Peel, and he fouls it at the plate. It is 1-1. Final score from Fenway Park. The Red Sox, a 10-3 winner over the Baltimore Orioles. Jason Varitek hit a grand slam, his second home run of the year. 1-1 to Peel, into the dirt, ball 2. Chris Benson took the loss, DiNardo the win for the Red Sox. Sox at 19-12, Baltimore falls to 14-19. 2-1 to Peel. Foul ball off the facade at the first base roof. It'll bounce down onto the field, and it is 2-2. You use the word facade, well, sparingly here at Ray Winder Field. I don't know how much of a facade we actually have on the roof. Just a lack of a gutter, I guess. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch. Swinging a chopper to third. Sandberg will charge it after waiting. Gloves it, flips on the run, and he gets it in time for the out. 5-3 on the put out for Peel, and he is 0 for 3. A final score from the south side of Chicago. 3-2, the White Sox defeat Kansas City. Joe Creedy with a game-winning hit. Singled in the bottom of the 8th inning. Bobby Jenks saves it after blowing a save yesterday. McCarthy, the winner. Descends, takes the loss. Graffinino and Brown accounted for the 2 runs for the Royals with a couple of solo homers. Here's Brandon Wood looking for his first hit. Pitch from Skaggs is at the dirt, ball 1. Wood is 0 for 3, 2 ground outs and a fly out to right field. The 1-0 is low again, ball 2. And any other finals to tell you about? Minnesota defeated Detroit 4-2. Johan Santana the winner. Joe Nathan, 4th save. 2-0 to Wood, ball 3 again under the knees. Toronto over the Angels 3-1. Troy Glaus takes John Lackey deep, his 10th of the year. Lackey takes the loss. He's 3-3. B.J. Ryan, 7th save. Pitch, strike to Wood, outside corner, 3-1. Cardinals finished off the Marlins easily, 9-1. Hancock the winner. Olsen took the loss. Sidney Ponson left the game early. 3 balls and a strike to Wood. Nobody on base. 1 out. Pitch. Strike 2 call. Low outside corner, and Skaggs and Wood are taking this to full count. Washington 5, Pittsburgh 4, a final score. The payoff now to Wood. Swing and a miss on a curveball. He strikes out. And John Skaggs has set down all 5 batters that he's faced. This will bring Matt Brown up. Maybe the last chance for Brown to add to the hit streak. He is hit in 10 consecutive games. But this afternoon, Brownie is 0 for 2. He did reach base in the 5th inning, taking a walk, and then scored on Espito's 3-run homer. Going on for Brown, 2 outs in the 7th. Travelers leading the Hooks 6-2. Skaggs is ready, and the pitch to Brown is on the inside corner. And the plate umpire calls it a ball. Okay, 1 ball, no strikes. Skaggs with a 1-0 pitch. Swung on, chopped outside the third base line, foul. 1-1 to Brown. Skaggs out of Rice University, formerly a top pick by the Yankees, 42nd overall in 2001. Missed the entire 02 season with an arm injury after pitching in just 1 game in 2001. Full-time reliever now with the Astros, Double-A team. Been a starter mostly in his career. Brown, a line drive, base hit over the third baseman. That's an 11-game hit streak for Matt Brown. That'll be extra bases. In the corner it goes. Cortez throws it to the infield, and there's Brown standing at second base with a double, his 10th of the year. So the 10 doubles for Brown. He finished 3rd in the Angels organization in doubles, third to Brandon Wood and Howie Kendrick, who were doubles hitting machines. Brown, 6th amongst all Texas League players with those 10 two-base hits. Here's Jason Espito trying for a 4-for-4 effort. He has collected 2 singles and a 3-run homer. Pitch fouled up in the air over the third base seat, past the bleachers. Strike 1 to Espito. Espito's last hit, the 3-run homer, brought the Travs a 6-0 lead, and the Hooks have cut into a little bit. Just the tail end of that lead. 0-1 on Espito with 4 homers on the year now, and the pitch. Bringing a ground ball hard, stopped at first by Fagan on a dive behind the bag, covering his Skaggs, and the out will go 3-1. Great play by Fagan. That takes away Espito's 4th hit of the afternoon. So nothing doing in the Travs for the 7th. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. We'll go to the 8th. Arkansas Travelers 6. Corpus Christi Hooks 2. This is Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
AmeriPride Services is the linen and apparel company to get your team into a professional uniform program. AmeriPride features a wide range of high-quality custom programs for the manufacturing industry, hospitality and food service, medical or dental uniforms, and professional and executive wear. Call 664-5575 to schedule a presentation with an AmeriPride consultant. Also specializing in the finest quality table linens, rental mats, and restroom services. Call 664-5575 for AmeriPride. AmeriPride, the official garment supplier of the Arkansas Travelers.
For 30 seasons, Jim Elder was the radio voice of the Arkansas Travelers. Fans knew him as the human encyclopedia of sports knowledge from baseball to horse racing to football. Jim knew it all, but Jim Elder was about much more than sports. He also loved to help kids, and that's why his friends and family started the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. The fund helps organizations that teach kids about life through sports, like Park, RBI Baseball at Lamar Porter Field, the First Tee, Arkansas Sheriff's Youth Ranch, and kids clinics with the Arkansas Travelers. Jim Elder's legend will live on in Arkansas through the Jim Elder Good Sport Fund. See them online at jimelder.org.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
7 innings complete going into the top of the 8th. Travs on top of Corpus Christi by a 6-2 score. Phil Elson with you here on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE. Travs have played almost a completely well-played game. They only made 1 error, Matt Pauley. Pauley made another play later in the game that saved the base hit. Travs have collected 8 hits, has 2 home runs. Took an early 6-0 lead and has kept it for the time being. Aaron Pullen back on the mound. Pullen stranded 2 men in the 7th inning, getting the only batter he faced, House, to foul out. Josh Bonifay leads off and takes the pitch low and away for ball 1. There's nobody warming up in the Traveler bullpen. And so this 8th inning is Pullen's alone. Bonifay, Cortez, and Sandberg. Pullen's 1-0 on the way. Swung on by Bonifay. Solid fly ball left center field. And there's Bacon coming in to make the catch. And that is out number 1. Jorge Cortez coming up next for Corpus Christi. Tulsa and Midland should be starting their game in about 40 minutes. Drillers and Hounds played yesterday with Midland losing to Wichita 6-3. Tulsa lost to Frisco 4-3. The batter, Cortez, sends a line drive base hit towards the right field corner on the first pitch from Pullen. Espita will pick it up on the track. His throw to second will be very late, and Cortez slides in there with a 2-base hit, his 4th double of the year. The Hooks have now collected 8 base hits, equal to the amount of the hits that the Travelers have put up today. Corpus Christi's specialty hit-wise this afternoon has been the double. The 4th double hit by the Hooks. Sandberg the batter, and he's 0 for 3, right-hander. Pitch on the way from Pullen. Fastball for a strike, 0-1. Sandberg, 2 ground outs, 1 strikeout. Recapping the game, Travs got ahead in the 3rd inning on an Eric Rodman leadoff homer, his first of the year. Into the stretch, Pullen, and it's an 0-1 count. Pitch on the way, outside with a slider, 1 ball, 1 strike. Travs got right back onto the board in the 4th inning. Infield single by Espita with 1 out. Matt Pauley poked a hit-and-run single that sent Espita to 3rd. Stretch by Pullen. And the 1-1 on the way to Sandberg. Swung on. Fly ball, shallow left center, falling, a base hit. Bacon cutting it off, and here comes Cortez around 3rd to score, and that'll cut the Traveler lead to 6-3. There'll be a single for Sandberg. He stops at first base. A couple of solid hits by the Hooks, and they've brought home 1 run in each of the last 3 innings. Nicholson coming up. Greg Porter following the Poly hit-and-run single in the 4th, which put men in the corners with 1 out. Porter hit a rocket that hit first base, ricocheted into shallow right field. Espito scored on the play to make it 2-0. Poly would stop at 3rd, and then Brent Del Chiaro hit a chopper to the hole at short, which was thrown away by Jared Sandberg for an error. Pullen with a slider to Nicholson, ball 1 missing low. Nicholson doubled and scored his last time up. He is 1 for 3. 3-run homer by Espito in the 5th inning made it 6-0, but now Corpus Christi is scratching back. Rich Thompson is warming up in the bullpen. A 1-0 to Nicholson. A strike on the outside corner, 1-1. So with Pullen getting into some trouble here in the 8th inning, Ty Boykin wastes no time in getting his closer up. Travs have realized that Rich Thompson, at the moment, is the man that they trust most with the lead in the 9th inning. We're in the 8th at the moment. Here's a 1-1 to Nicholson. Outside, 2 balls and a strike from Pullen to Nicholson. Remember, Corpus Christi did come back twice in one game against the Travs, that 12-inning game 1 week from today. They needed to come back twice, did it? 2-1 pitches into the dirt, ball 3, 3-1 from Pullen to Nicholson. A walk brings the tying run to the plate. John Fagan is on deck. Corpus Christi has not had the tying run to the plate since the 4th inning. Here's the 3-1. A strike on the outside corner. Full count. We'll see if Dave Clark puts Sandberg in motion. They want to stay out of the double play. Nicholson has not hit into a double play this year. I believe that more or less it's because he's a fly ball hitter. Stretch. 3-2 pitch. Runner stays. Ball 4. Missing low. That brings the tying run to the plate. So 3 consecutive batters have made it on base against Pullen. The double by Cortez. RBI single by Sandberg. And then the 3 pass to Nicholson. Del Chiaro brings the ball to the mound. Speak with Aaron. Fagan is 1 for 3. 2 homers on the year, 10 RBIs. End of the game hitting .261. Del Chiaro jogs back behind the dish. Ty Boykin is on the very top step of the dugout with Keith Johnson to his left. Johnson positioning the fielders. And it appears that Pullen will be remaining on here to face John Fagan. Infield a double play depth. Sandberg at second, Nicholson at first. The outfield shades towards right. Pullen is ready. And the right-hander deal. Ball 1, low and away. Pullen trying to get ahead with a slider. Fastball high 80s. Slider for the breaking pitch. 1-0 on Fagan. There's the entire left field corner to work with. Here's the 1-0. Swinging a foul back into the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Very important for this Travelers bullpen to hold on to the lead today, not just for the obvious reason of getting the win, but instilling some confidence on the Travelers coaching staff. Travelers bullpen blew the lead on Friday. Have a 3-run lead at the moment in the 8th inning. The 1-1 to Fagan. Fouled straight back, and Pullen has gotten ahead 1-2. As I mentioned earlier, the roles out of the bullpen are starting to become more clear. Alan Buckley seems to be the long man of the bullpen for the Travs. Rich Thompson has taken over the closer position. They're looking for that dependable setup man. Bobby Zimmerman has had some trouble. Michel Samard is inconsistent. Let's see what Pullen can do. Here's the 1-2 to Fagan. Swing and a 1-hopper to short. It's actually caught in the air by Wood. Shuffles to second, but the throw is not in time. A solid line drive by Fagan. And Wood, I think he had the opportunity, if he wanted to let the ball fall in front of him and then try to start the double play. But Wood saw out of the corner of his eye that Sandberg was still off the base. Good 4 feet, but Sandberg got back in there quicker than you expected. So it will only be the line out to shortstop, very close to the double play. And it appears this is going to be it for Pullen. Tyrone Boykin has stepped out of the dugout with Josh Anderson coming to the on-deck area, coming to the batter's circle. Boykin climbs on top of the hill. He has not pointed out to Thompson yet. Now, Ty Boykin is not a kind of manager that automatically makes a pitching change when he walks out to the mound. More often than not, he's going to make the pitching change. But here he might just be forcing our plate umpire, Dirk Diggler, to walk out to the mound and break this thing up and make a decision. Here he comes, and Pullen's going to stay in the game. Ty Boykin sticks with Pullen for the 8th inning to face Josh Anderson. So that's a show of confidence in Pullen. Anderson is 1 for 4. Had an RBI single off of Jesse Smith his last at-bat. That was last inning. Left-hand batter. 2 on, 2 out. 6-3 Travs. 2 outs in the 8th. Pullen from the stretch. Anderson leans back. Here's a pitch. Sliders. Strike 1 on the inside corner. Oh, that was a gutsy pitch. Pullen has tried to get ahead with some sliders earlier in this inning and was unable to do so, but that one, right where he wanted it. Pullen gets a glance at second. Throws the pitch. Swinging a foul back. Strike 2. Another slider. And it seems that Aaron may have taken something off of the slider. He's not throwing it at its usual velocity. Coming in a little bit slower. But it's worked nicely. 0-2. Infield deep. Brown way off at third. Here's the pitch. Chopper past the mound, gloving it Rodlin. He'll flip on the run to first, and the inning is over. Nice job by Aaron Fuller. He does give up the one run on the two-base hits, but he stranded two and got the two outs when he needed them. The Travs will come back to the plate on the top of the eighth with their last chance to add to the lead. It's 6-3 Arkansas. Back after this on Air America Little Rock, 1380.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
AgPro knows you're patient. You've had your eye on a certain green and yellow tractor for some time now. But here's a thought. Visit your local John Deere dealer for an innocent test drive. Sit in that yellow seat and feel that rugged quality. Then run the numbers. You may find you've underrated the value of a John Deere and overrated the value of patience. After all, nothing runs like a Deere. Test drive the John Deere of your choice today at AgPro Central Arkansas, 10504 Maumelle Boulevard, North Little Rock.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
We are Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDSC, North Little Rock.
The Arkansas Travelers have not scored a run since the fifth inning. That's when they had built up a 6-0 lead. But Corpus Christi has chipped away with a run in the 6th, 7th, and 8th innings. And so the Travs have their last opportunity to put a couple of runs on the scoreboard. 6-3 Travs, bottom 8. Matt Pauley leading off against John Skaggs. First pitch to Pauley is down the pike for a strike, 0-1. Skaggs has faced 7 hitters in 2 innings, allowing just a 2-out double to Matt Brown in the 7th, though it did take a diving stop by Fagan behind the bag at first in the 7th to keep the Travs off the scoreboard. Pitch to Pauley is low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pauley 1 for 3 in his Double-A debut. Singled and scored in the 4th inning. Greg Porter and Brent Del Chiaro will also bat against Skaggs. Third pitch of the game for the Hawks. A 1-1 pitch to Pauley. Swung on, a liner towards shallow right, falling, a base hit. Pence gloves it, wheels around, and keeps Pauley to a leadoff single. So Pauley with the Travs' 9th base hit of the afternoon, bringing up Greg Porter. Josh Miller, the starting pitcher for the Hooks, in line for the loss. If he is saddled with the defeat, it would be his 2nd straight. The start of the season, 4-1. Jesse Smith, the pitcher of record for the Travelers. If they hold on to this lead, it would be his 3rd consecutive win. Porter is 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 4th. Pitch on the way, sent high by Porter, deep center field. Back is Anderson looking up at the wall. It's going to hit the billboard. There goes Pauley for 3rd. They send him around 3rd base. Cutoff throw coming to the plate. He is safe. A double for Porter makes it 7-3. Greg Porter continues to pound the ball here at Raywinder Field. Porter 3 for 4 on Friday with 3 RBIs and a mammoth home run over the interstate. And today, Porter 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. And so even though the Travs lost Mike Elwert to a promotion at AAA Salt Lake, it looks like Porter is ready to pick up the slack. 7-3 Travs. Porter's 14th RBI in the year. Here's Del Chiaro. Brent hitless today, though he did collect an RBI, reaching on an error in the 4th. First pitch is high, 1-0. Seven runs on 10 hits for the Travelers, 3 runs on 9 hits for the Hooks, and each team with 1 error committed. Skaggs 1-0 on the way. Swung on, fouled back, and it's 1-1 to Del Chiaro. At the moment, there's no one warming up in the Traveler pen. Now, since it's no longer a 3-run game, and therefore not a save situation if the pitching change is made. And perhaps Tyrone Boykin will be keeping Aaron Pullen on for the ninth inning and keep Rich Thompson for a closer game. A 1-1 to Dell. Swing and a miss. Nice tight slider from Skaggs. Strike two. We'll see. Pullen did look pretty strong finishing off that eighth inning. Even though allowed three consecutive men to reach and gave up a run. The pitch to Del Chiaro. Low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Porter leading from second without anybody holding him. Big lead. A good 8 feet. The 2-2 pitch. Swinging a pop-up by Del Chiaro over third. Drifting to the seats, out of play. In fact, that's on the last row of the bleachers. Bleachers shining in the sunlight of the moment. We got about a third of the way full in the bleachers. Got any beer can pyramids getting built? I don't see any. There's some megaphones left behind by some of the kids. Megaphones given out to the first 500 kids today. Want to know how old those megaphones are? Just look at the logo on them. 2-2 to Del Chiaro. Swing and a miss. Fastball right on the hands. He strikes out. One away in the eighth inning. 1 run home. Man at second is Porter. And here's Eric Rodland. I would estimate that those megaphones are at least 10 years old. And that's just an estimation. It doesn't make them any less of a good giveaway. But it's a good thing we're not handing those babies out tomorrow on Screaming Kids Day. You don't need anything to amplify those voices. Pitch to Rodland, a strike on the outside corner. Rodland got things going for the Travs with a homer. Back in the third inning, gave him a 1-0 lead. Since then, he has struck out and fly to center. Here's an 0-1, and Rodland fouls it into the bleachers. Hits the chain link of the top row, 0-2. Thompson is now warming up in the bullpen, and so it seems that Thompson will come out for the ninth anyway. Thompson has had 4 consecutive outings without allowing a base hit. Skaggs 0-2 to Rodland. Almost hit him. He had to jump out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the Travelers' second baseman. Rodland started the game hitting .325. He had a hit in 8 of his last 9. Actually, 9 of 10 with a home run today. The 1-2 from Skaggs. Swung on, broken back flare, shallow center. It's going to fall in for a hit. Porter is sent around third, and the throw comes home from Anderson, not in time. Over to second goes Rodland after the RBI single. Makes it Arkansas 8, Corpus Christi 3. So 2 runs home here in the 8th inning. And possibly a lucky break for Rodland, break being the bat. Because if the bat didn't snap, the ball probably would have gone right into Anderson's glove in center. So it's back to a 5-run lead for the Travs. 8-3. Dwayne Bacon is the batter at the top of the order. Pitch on the way, and he swings and misses at a fastball, 0-1. Bacon 1 for 4, had a bloop single way back in the first inning. Since then, strikeout, pop-up, ground out. Batting left-handed against the righty. Skaggs is set. Rodland not held on. The pitch, right down the pipe, strike 2. Dark clouds hovering in the horizon out past left field. Looks like the southeast of Arkansas is going to get hit. 0-2 to Bacon is high and outside, 1-2. Over the plate and over first base, we have sunny sky. Shadows starting to creep onto the infield from the first base roof. Hits to Bacon, check swing and a curve. They will not appeal. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Skaggs getting hit here in his 3rd inning of work. He dominated in 6 and 7. Pitch on the way. Chopper over the mound. Tough play now. Bonifay charges from second. Throws on the run, and Bacon beats it out. An infield single. That's the 4th hit of the inning. Once the ball got over the mound, you knew that Bacon had a chance to beat that infield, that ground ball, and so that's the fourth base hit of the inning. Travs have put up 12 hits today. First and third, one away for Aaron Teal. And Corpus Christi's bullpen at the moment silent. They don't have anybody warming up. So Peel trying for his first hit. He's 0 for 3, but hit by a pitch in the fifth inning and later scored. 3 groundouts otherwise. Right-hand batter. Pitch on the way from Skaggs, but instead of step at third, look at first. No one's moving. 5-run lead for the Travs and really no need to get cute. Spot here, he just let him swing away, although Bacon, 10 steals on the year, might try for that 11. Throw over to first base. Bacon dives back ahead of the throw. One of the interesting matchups in this series, Dwayne Bacon and Josh Anderson, the respective leadoff batters. Top 2 base stealers in the league going right at each other for 4 days. Stretched by Skaggs. The pitch to Peel. Strike at the knee. 0-1. Bacon flinched at first. He wasn't going. 2 runs home here in the 8th inning. Greg Porter's RBI double to the center field wall. Eric Rodlin's bloop single, broken bat single. And that drove in Porter. Another throw to first base, Bacon back. Skaggs comes set with an 0-1 count. Delivers. Teal almost hit by it, backed away, and it's 1-1. Check out that Frisco game against Wichita. Wranglers had a 4-0 lead when we last checked, and it's now 4-2 Wichita in the bottom of the 7th. Alex Gordon, a home run for the Wranglers, his 7th. 1-1, Bacon running. Pitch is chopped along the third base line, foul. Where it's picked up by Jared Sandberg. He'll flip to the plate, just in case it was called fair. But it was a foul ball. Strike 2 on Peel. Midland and Tulsa have just gotten underway. They're in the bottom of the first, 0-0. And in an hour and 30 minutes, San Antonio and Springfield at Hammond Field. Here's Ray Winder, 8-3 Travs, bottom 8, trying to add more. Teal ready, so is Skaggs. Throw to first base. Bacon stays on his feet and is safe. Skaggs really slowing things down here in the 8th inning, especially with Bacon at first base. Big lead. Pitch on the way. Hard ground ball to third. Sandberg fields it, throws to second. Bonifay over to first. It's an inning-ending double play. 5-4-3 to get out of the 8th inning. The Travs, however, do score 2 runs on 4 base hits. No hook errors. 1 man stranded. We'll go to the 9th. Travs 8, Hooks 3 on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
It takes teamwork to be able to reach new goals in today's complex business environment. Each one of us should strive to be a step ahead and know how to compete in a rapidly changing world. The ITT Tech School of Business is about helping people prepare for the challenges of a competitive world. ITT Technical Institute School of Business, education for the future. To find out more, call 1-800-ITT-TECH or visit us on the web.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite.
Okay.
Don't worry, it's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling Miller Lite. Miller. Good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Top of the ninth inning, and the Travs attempting for their 13th win of the season. They've got an 8-3 lead over the Corpus Christi Hooks. Rich Thompson has come out of the bullpen. No save situation, but Thompson trying to get some work in here and protect a 5-run lead for Jesse Smith and the Arkansas Travelers. So Aaron Pullen works an inning in the third, gives up a run on 2 hits and a walk, but passes the lead over to Thompson. Rich Thompson has been absolutely dominating in his last 4 outings, covering 5 1/3 innings. He has allowed no base hits and only 2 base runners, each on a walk. 3 saves for Thompson, leading the team. Only a 155 batting average against him and a 2.55 ERA. Thompson facing Zobrist, Pence, and House. The Hooks 2, 3, and 4 batters. Zobrist first. He's batting from the left side. Thompson starts with a fastball for strike 1 call. Zobrist is 1 for 4. Scored Corpus Christi's first run after a leadoff double in the 6th inning. He would be plated on a Josh Bonifay double. The Hooks had a double and a run score in the 7th. Brought the tying run to the plate in the 8th, but now the Travs put up 2 in the 8th. Back to a 5-run lead. Zobrist chops the first. Colley is there. Steps on the bag. 1 away. One out of the 9th inning. Hunter Pence is next for the Hooks. Pence hitless today. 0 for 3, but he was hit by a pitch his last time up. That was the final batter that Jesse Smith faced. Pitch on the way to Pence. Slider inside. He had to duck out of the way. He thought it was a fastball coming at his head. 1 ball, no strikes. Thompson fires a low 90s fastball. Tight slider 2. Native of Sydney, Australia. With a 1-0 pitch to Pence. Ball 2, a fastball low. 3 balls, no strikes. Thompson has fired 3 consecutive perfect innings over the last 3 outings, 1 inning each. The 2-0 on the way, and swings and rips it foul on the ground to his own bullpen. That scatters the Hooks bullpen. A couple of the pitchers jumped over the bench. That's too bad that the picnic in the North Point Volvo patio was over. They could have run out there and grabbed a dog or a burger or some pig and chick barbecue. They had the pig and chick out there. Pig and chick. 2 balls and a strike. Here's the pitch. Outside. 3-1. Thompson 6'1", 180 pounds. At 21 years old, he is the 2nd youngest member of the team. Only Brandon Wood is a few months younger than Thompson. 3-1 pitch. Swinging a high fly by Pence to deep left center. Aaron Peel going back for that one. At the warning track, he reaches out and makes a beautiful highlight catch. About as deep as the park goes, 400 feet. Just to the left of center field, Aaron Peel had a long way to run before reeling that one in, reaching out behind his head and making a really nice grab. 2 outs in the 9th inning, and here is J.R. House. House 1 for 4. Represents the last hope for the Hooks to get something going in the 9th. Pitch. Ball 1 inside. Again, no save situation for Thompson. Jesse Smith, the pitcher of record for the Travelers. And here's the 1-0 from Thompson. House takes low, ball 2. House singled in the 6th inning. Hasn't hit it hard the other 3 times, plus a strikeout. The 2-0, swinging a line shot over short for a base hit. He was right there to pick it up. The 10th base hit for the Hooks. And the 2nd for J.R. House. So the streak for Thompson, which was no hits in his last 4 outings, covering 5 1/3 innings, that stopped. But you want to take it even further. Thompson has now allowed just 2 hits in 6 consecutive outings. And that covers about 10 innings. House will take a short lead. The batter's Bonifay. pitch is outside, 1-0. Bonifay, couple of hits. 2 for 4 with a single and an RBI double. Plus a stolen base. Travelers 8, Hooks 3, 2 outs in the ninth. Here's the pitch from Thompson. Slider is inside. And Thompson has fallen behind 2-0 in the last 3 hitters. You know, the last time that Thompson pitched, he had a 1-run lead. He did nothing but throw strikes and sent down San Antonio in order 1-2-3. Time before that had a 3-run lead and sent down the Hooks in order. A little bit of trouble with a 5-run lead, but not too much trouble. 2-0 to Bonifay. Fouled at the plate. Big cut. 2 balls, 1 strike. Travs have led ever since the 3rd inning. Corpus Christi had the tying run come to the plate in the 4th and the 8th. In the 9th inning, they'd need quite a rally. The 2-1 to Bonifay. Swinging a hard ground ball to short, gloved by Wood. He'll flip to Rodlin for the force out of House. And this game is over. The Arkansas Travelers defeat Corpus Christi, their 3rd straight win against the Hooks. Final score, Travelers 8 and the Hooks 3, and you can't put it in the books. Out of the dugout and the bullpen, the Travs playing a solid game today. They've now won 4 of their last 5 games, bumping the record to 13-16, while Corpus Christi has the exact opposite record. The Hooks are 16-13. While the Travs celebrate this 8-3 win, we'll take a break, come back with the Allstate Insurance post-game report. It's been Traveler Baseball on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Back on April 13th, 1932, the Arkansas Travelers opened their brand-new ballpark to thousands of breathless spectators. In Raywinder Field 74 years as home of the Travs, it's been a breeding ground for big league talent. We've seen young men develop from fledgling minor leaguer to World Series hero and experience the highs of 9 league championships. Almost 9 million fans have spun through its turnstile. It's where we introduced our kids to the great game of baseball. We've brought dates to the bleachers and sat through rain delays with friends. We've grown up and grown older at Raywinder Field. This is our ballpark. The Travs' new home, Dickey Stevens Park, will be ready by April 2007, and the team's future is bright. But Raywinder Field has been a part of the fabric of life in Arkansas for 3/4 of a century. During the Travs' 2006 season, it's our chance to say goodbye to an old friend. Call 664-1555 or go to Travs.com.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
What if there were no bad drivers? What if everyone always followed the speed limit? What if 10-car pileups didn't exist? In a world like that, we'd all be better off. It's why Allstate is introducing 2 incentives to drive safe. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, you'll get cash off your renewal bill with a safe driving bonus. And for every year of safe driving, you'll get $100 off your deductible with deductible rewards. Another year, another $100 off, up to $500. But it's not just about saving money. Safe driving also saves lives. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Dan. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can get $100 off your deductible the day you sign up. Features are optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Deductible rewards apply to collision coverage. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northbrook, Illinois.
Emergency hotline, can I help you?
Yes, I need help.
All right, sir, what's the problem?
I can't taste my beer. I take a sip, I feel it in my mouth, but there's no taste.
Okay, sir, stay with me. What's your name?
Robert.
Okay, Robert, this is what I want you to do. Put the bottle down and step away from the beer.
Okay.
Walk straight down to the corner store and pick up a 6-pack of Miller Lite. Open one, take a sip, and everything should be right back to normal.
Okay.
Don't worry, Robert. It's going to be all right.
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less selling Miller Lite. Miller, good call. Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
It's time now for the Allstate Insurance post-game show. Once again, here's the voice of the Arkansas Travelers, Bill Elson.
Welcome back to Ray Winder Field. The Arkansas Travelers winners today over the Corpus Christi Hooks. 8-3, the final score. Phil Elson with you for your Allstate Insurance post-game report. Let's get right to it with the unofficial final totals. We start with Corpus Christi. The Hooks today score 3 runs on 10 hits, commit 1 error, and strand 10. Meanwhile, the Arkansas Travelers score 8 runs on 12 hits. They also commit 1 error and strand 6. Winning pitcher is Jesse Smith. He goes to 3-1. Smith is the first Traveler pitcher to a trio of victories this year. Meanwhile, Josh Miller takes the loss. He falls to 0-2 against the Travs, 4-3 overall. First pitch to last pitch, 2 hours 45 minutes, and the paid attendance is 3,010. Recapping the game, we'll start in the 3rd inning where the Arkansas Travelers grab the lead against Corpus Christi. Eric Rodlin, a solo home run at the start of the frame, his first of the year, and the Travs off and running against Josh Miller. In the 4th inning, an infield single with 1 out for Jason Espedo would bring up Matt Pauley. They executed a perfect hit and run, putting Espedo at 3rd and Pauley at 1st with his first double-A base hit. Then Greg Porter hit a screamer off of the base at 1st. It ricocheted into shallow right field, and that would allow only Espedo to score on the play while Pauley advanced to 3rd, and the Travs had a 2-0 lead. Then Brent Del Chiaro hit a chopper to the hole at shortstop. It would be cut off by the Hooks third baseman Jared Sandberg. He would not throw to second. Instead, he would try to throw to first. His throw was wild, going out of play into the groundskeeping area. The throwing error brought home 1 run. It was Pauley, and the Travs had a 3-0 lead. But Miller would buckle down and not allow another run in the 4th. Meanwhile, Jesse Smith was dealing. Over his first 5 innings, he gave up only 2 base hits, struck out 4 men, only 1 walk, and when Smith came back out for the 6th inning, he had a 6-0 lead to work with. Miller started off the 5th inning by hitting Aaron Teal with a 3-2 pitch. He would take second base stealing, but then Matt Brown was walked, bringing up Jason Espedo. Miller fell behind 2-0 and made a big mistake pitch. A hanging changeup was driven over the right field fence, and Espedo's 4th home run of the season made it 6-0 Arkansas. The Hooks finally got on the scoreboard in the 6th inning against Jesse Smith. A leadoff double by Ben Zobrist to right field. He would take 3rd on a bloop single by J.R. House. Josh Bonifay poked one down the right side to a run-scoring double, bringing home Zobrist. And the Hooks at that point had their first run of the game. Travs at that point had a 6-1 lead. Hooks made it even tighter in the 7th inning against Smith. A leadoff double by Derek Nicholson and a 1-out single by Josh Anderson brought him home. It was 6-2 at that point. Smith would hit Hunter Pence with a 2-out pitch, putting Pence aboard. Aaron Pullen came out of the bullpen and induced J.R. House's foul out to the first baseman Pauley, ending the inning, and it was 6-2 Arkansas after the 7th. Things got a little slippery in the 8th inning against Pullen. A 1-out double by Jorge Cortez. He would score in a single by Jared Sandberg, and then Pullen walked Derek Nicholson, bringing the tying run to the plate. Manager Tyrone Boykin went out to the mound after a line-out by John Fagan for the 2nd out. It looked like Pullen was going to be pulled, but Ty Boykin sticks with Aaron. He responds, getting ahead of Anderson 0-2, and then inducing a weak ground out to second base to end the threat. So at that point, it was still the Travs leading 6-3, and they would break it open further in the 8th inning against the reliever John Skaggs. Leadoff single by Pauley. He scores when Porter doubles to the center field fence. Porter scored the final run of the game on a single by Eric Rodlin. A little broken bat flare into center. Rodlin finishes 2 for 4. Porter finishes 2 for 4. Espedo 3 for 4. And the Travs finish with an 8-3 win over the Corpus Christi Hooks. Coming up next on your Allstate Insurance postgame report, we'll check out the scores from the Texas and Major Leagues on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
Coca-Cola, this is Mitchell.
My friend's brother is a molecular biologist, and he was saying the only way you could have gotten Coke Zero to taste like the regular Coke was to engineer it in space.
I would not.
Well, no, but think about the whole zero factor, like zero gravity. It makes perfect sense.
Zero is for the 0 calories.
Just stop pretending that you don't engineer Coke Zero in space. Can you do that?
I wish I could speculate on that, sir.
The next launch. I just want the time for the next launch.
Coca-Cola Zero. Real Coke taste. 0 calories.
Your world is suddenly changing for the better, all because two great companies that you know and trust, have now joined forces to deliver the world that matters most. Yours. AT&T, with its passion to invent, and SBC, with its drive to deliver, have come together to create the most complete and secure network with products and services to keep you connected to work, home, to life. Introducing the new AT&T, your world delivered.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
The Arkansas Travelers pull out an 8-3 victory over Corpus Christi, and now Arkansas has won 4 of 5 games. They pulled their record to 13-16, now 4-9 at home. These are the first back-to-back wins at Ray-Winder Field for the 2006 Arkansas Travelers. Meanwhile, Corpus Christi falls to 16-13, and they are 7-6 when playing away from Whataburger Field. Checking the scores around the Texas League and the majors on the Southwest Airlines out-of-town scoreboard. We begin with the Texas League. No other final scores. Midland and Tulsa have just gotten underway. They're on the top of the third with a 0-0 score. Trav starts today 3.5 in back of Tulsa for second place. Frisco has now taken the lead over Wichita. Wranglers had a 4-0 lead going into the 7th. Frisco 2 in the 7th, 3 in the 8th. It's 5-4 Rough Riders heading into the 9th inning at the Giant Soda Bottle. So Wichita, there's the worst record in the league at 9-20. They have just blown a golden opportunity to pick up a win. Meanwhile, Frisco playing some good ball, trying for their 3rd win in a row. Later tonight, in about an hour and 10 minutes, San Antonio and Springfield will battle at Hammond Field. Now over to the major leagues, and these ones are finals. The Washington Nationals beat Pittsburgh by a final score of 5-4. O'Connor, the rookie who'd never pitched above single A until this year, now with a 2-1 record after the victory. Zach Duke suffers the loss. He's 2-3. Chad Cordero saved his 3rd. The only homer of the game was hit by Jose Guillen of the Nationals, his 3rd of the year. St. Louis pummels the Marlins. They sweep them with a 9-1 final score. 5 runs in the 4th. Really all the Cardinals would need. Hancock the win, Olsen the loss. Sidney Ponson left the game early with an undisclosed injury. The Mets were pummeled today by the Atlanta Braves, 13-3. 14 hits for the Braves, only 4 for the New York Mets. John Smoltz was the winning pitcher on just 3 days rest. His record 2-2. Jose Lima took the loss. He's 0-1. Brian Jordan and Jeff Francoeur go deep for the Braves. Carlos Beltran hits a home run for the Mets. Colorado comes back to defeat the Houston Astros 5-3. Astros had a 1-0 lead after the 3rd inning, but the Rockies got a 3-run homer from Todd Helton in the 5th inning, his 2nd of the year, and the Rockies go on for the victory. Cook is the winner. Fernando Nieve, a former Hook pitcher, takes the loss. Brian Fuentes saved his 7th. Bright spot for the Astros. Jason Lane hit his 7th home run of the year. Finals in the American League. Boston over Baltimore 10-3. DiNardo the winner, 1-1. Chris Benson the loss. He is 4-3. Jason Varitek hit a grand slam, his 2nd home run of the season. Joe Creedy with an 8th inning RBI single in the bottom of the 8th, giving the White Sox a 3-2 win over Kansas City. Eno Brown and Tony Graffinino accounted for both of the runs for the Royals with solo homers. McCarthy is the winner to send the loser. Former Traveler Bobby Jenks saves his 10th of the year. New York Yankees over Texas 8-5. Joe Torre with his 1,000th win as a Yankee manager. And Chin Meng Wang will be the answer to the trivia question. He gets the win. Michael Tejeda, the losing pitcher. Hideki Matsui went deep for the 5th time. Minnesota wins over Detroit 4-2. Johan Santana, the winner, is 3-3. Joe Nathan saved his 4th. Maglio Ordonez hit his 9th home run for the losing Tigers. Luis Castillo goes deep for the Twins. And Mike Moreau took the loss for the Tigers. He is 4-2. The Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim lost at Toronto today 3-1. A 2-hitter thrown by Jansen and Ryan. Jansen picked up his 1st win of the year. Ryan saved his 7th. Troy Gloss, the former Angel, homers against former teammate John Lackey. 10th home run of the year for Gloss, and is pretty much all that the Blue Jays would need. Lackey, by the way, pitched well, but suffers his 3rd loss. He is 3-3. In progress now, top 7 at Oakland. Tampa Bay 3, the A's 1. Oakland's Mark Ellis with the only homer of the game. Cleveland blanking Seattle 2-0 on 6 base hits. D.C. Sabathia still in the mound for the Indians. 4 strikeouts and 7 1/3. After 5 at San Diego, it's the Padres 6 and the Cubs 3. Aramis Ramirez going deep for the Cubs, his 6th. Bottom 7 at Dodger Stadium, and Los Angeles leads the Brewers by a 6-1 score. Steins and Martinez deep for the Dodgers. Top 5 at Arizona. Diamondbacks 5, Reds 4. 2 homers for the Reds, Adam Dunn and Scott Hatterberg. Meanwhile, Sean Green goes deep for the D-backs. Looking for a game on TV tonight? Check out ESPN in 2 hours. It's the Giants and the Phillies in Philadelphia. Matt Morris, the former Traveler, with a 2-2 record and a 5.18 ERA, goes up against John Lieber and the streaking Phillies Lieber 1-4 with a 6.87 ERA. The Phils have won their last 8 games straight. Final score from Ray Winder Field today, the Travelers 8, the Hooks 3. We'll be back after this to wrap it up on Air America Little Rock, 1380 KDXE.
You signaled your turn. You merged without cutting anyone off. You stopped because the light was red. Through rain and sleet, through dark of night, 365 and 1/4 days a year, you drive safely. Now, Allstate rewards you for being the hero you are. Introducing the Safe Driving Bonus. For every 6 months you don't have an accident, Allstate will give you an extra bonus. Actual cash off your renewal bill. That's on top of any discount you've already received. It's time to make the world a better place to drive. That's Allstate, Sand. Are you in good hands?
Get Allstate Your Choice Auto Insurance today. Call a local Allstate agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE. You can start earning your safe driving bonus the day you sign up. Features optional and subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Patent pending. Allstate Property and Casualty Insurance Company and Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company, Northwood, Illinois.
Of all the days of the week, it seems that Mondays are everybody's least favorite day. Well, the Travs and the Arkansas Democrat Gazette have a reason for baseball fans to look forward to Mondays. That's because Mondays are Democrat Gazette family night here at the ballpark. You just pick up a copy of Monday's Democrat Gazette, and you'll find a discount family ticket right there in the sports section. That's right. It's a coupon that admits the whole family for just $2 a person. Hey, Mondays don't sound so bad anymore.
You're listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.
Back on the Allstate Insurance postgame report. The Travelers with an 8-3 win over the Corpus Christi Hooks here at Ray Winder Field. We've got your official final totals now. We'll start with Corpus Christi. The Hooks go with 3 runs on 10 hits, commit 1 error, and Corpus Christi strands 11. The Arkansas Travelers score 8 runs on 12 hits, commit 1 error, and strand 6. The winning pitcher is Jesse Smith. 3rd straight victory for Smith. He's 3-1. He lowers his ERA to 4.28. Josh Miller takes the loss. He falls to 4-3. 2nd straight loss against the Travs. ERA jumps up to 5.24. No save in the game. It took 2 hours and 45 minutes to play it. Those who paid to see it numbered 3,010. The Arkansas Travelers 8-3 winners over Corpus Christi. The 12 base hits today, and they were led by Jason Espito's 3-for-4 effort, which included a 3-run homer. Eric Rodland also went deep for his first of the season. Greg Porter, Rodland, Matt Pauley in his Double-A debut, and Dwayne Bacon all chip in with 2 hits apiece. And Matt Brown's hitting streak is extended to 11 games in a row. Your BC Powder player of the game today is Travs right fielder Jason Espito. A 3-run homer proves to be a big difference tonight as the Travs get their 2 home runs, and they now lead the league with 37 home runs on the year. And Espito starting to heat up a little bit, as is Greg Porter for certain. So today's BC Powder player of the game is Traveler right fielder Jason Espito. BC Powder is the official pain reliever for the Arkansas Travelers. BC gets into your system fast, and BC goes to work fast. Headaches, backaches, or muscle pain, nothing works faster than a good old-fashioned BC used as directed. Well, tomorrow, game 2 of the series, and it'll be a matchup of left-hander Daniel Davidson with 1 win, 2 losses, and a 3.72 ERA. Right-hander Juan Gutierrez will pitch for the Hooks. He's a hard-throwing prospect who comes in with 1 win, 2 losses, and a 5.28 ERA. First pitch tomorrow is 10:30 in the morning for Screaming Kids Day, and the gates will open at 9:30 as the buses start to come back. We're all fired up about Screaming Kids Day, but the problem is we won't have it on the airwaves tomorrow. If you want to tune into the broadcast tomorrow, just go to minorleaguebaseball.com, where we have the opportunity to say all kinds of things that we're not allowed to say on the radio because of FCC regulations. So I'm sure tomorrow will be a lot of fun for those listening in on minorleaguebaseball.com. So, from Ray Winder Field, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Thanks to Matt Alderman and Lindsey Floyd back at the studios. I'm Phil Elson. Again, the final score, the Arkansas Travelers 8 and the Corpus Christi Hooks 3. We'll be talking baseball again tomorrow morning.
Today's game has been brought to you by AT&T, Coca-Cola, Allstate Insurance, ITT Technical Institute, Miller Lite, and Arkansas Federal Credit Union. You've been listening to Arkansas Travelers Baseball.